turn off the lights.
The Grapevine Mustangs return home for the first time this year and get ready to face a longtime foe in the Birdville Hawks. It's the home opener from Mustang-Panther Stadium on a terrific night for high school football in the Lone Star State. And hello, everybody. Alongside my broadcast partner, Brendan Smith, I'm Reagan Ratcliffe. Welcome to Mustang-Panther Stadium. It's Grapevine and Birdville tonight. Both these teams opened up this 2024 season with losses on the road last week for Grapevine. They narrowly lost to Frisco Wakeland 14-10. Birdville suffered a 50-14 loss to Crowley. Let's start with the Mustangs. For Grapevine, they had their chances last Friday against Wakeland. Game that came down to the final possession. You end up on the wrong end, but probably a lot of bright spots for Bob DeBest.
Yeah, really, when you look at the numbers, especially defensively, there's a lot that stands out, and especially the fact they were able to hold the opponent to under 100 yards rushing, and really the issue was two big plays that they allowed defensively. And Coach Bob DeBest, he would even say that, that's a really good thing, but the bad thing is those two mistakes we made were huge gas plays that ended up costing Grapevine the football game. So you've got to take care of those mistakes. There were a couple of things I think are correctable, and hopefully for that big jump from week 1 to week 2.
Now the opponent tonight, Birdville, they're coming off a 4-6 season. They've got a new man in charge, first-year head coach Chris Smith. He comes from one of the top programs in the state. Yeah,
it's a pretty good resume when you come with 4 years as the offensive coordinator at South Lake Carroll. He's really one of the best offensive minds that I feel like in Texas high school football. It's a Birdville team that last week played a really good Crowley ball club. They're going to be down a quarterback in Noah Normand, and so they're going to have to figure out how they can put some things together against a really good Grapevine defense. That's the defense that's going to allow them to stay in ball games.
That'll be the matchup tonight to watch at Grapevine defense against the Birdville offense. It is the Mustangs and the Hawks tonight from Mustang-Panther Stadium. When we come back, we'll have a chance to hear from Mustang head coach Bob DeBest. That's coming up next on Mustang Friday night on Tradio.
Can't get enough. No. Just can't get enough. Come on, let's go. Can't get enough. Start the show. Can't get enough. Yeah. Hey. Just can't get enough.
Welcome back to Mustang Friday night. Grapevine and Birdville tonight, leading you up to kickoff, and now visiting with Grapevine head coach Bob DeBest. And coach, just a quick look back to last week, close ball game. You end up falling 14-10. But just your overall thoughts, both sides of the football on week 1.
I was pleased coming off the field, and I was pleased after watching the video with our fight. I thought we did a really good job of starting hard, starting fast. I thought we finished fast. Doesn't mean we played particularly well all the time, but our kids gave themselves a chance to win in the fourth quarter. We had a drive there at the end to win it, and came up short. But I think that was the thing I was most impressed with, was how they hung in there and stayed together. It would have been real easy for the defense to get frustrated with the offense, and there was none of that. It was a great sideline. So, from that standpoint, it was a good start.
The way the game started, offensively, you punt on that first possession, but you get a huge turnover. Set you up in great field position. You get a field goal out of that. What did you think of just the special teams play on Friday?
Well, we have what we call the plan to win, and there's 5 goals with the plan to win, and one of them is to win the special teams, and we felt like we did that. We only felt like we achieved 2 of our goals in the plan to win, and that was one of them. Pretty clean, pretty clean. Some shaky snaps, but pretty clean overall. Pretty good job with field goal, extra point. Jalen Holmes punted the ball pretty good. So overall, it was a plus for us, and that's one of the things that it's one of the things you look for early in the season is has your work paid off.
Jalen Holmes does get his first start at quarterback on Friday. What was your assessment of the junior on Friday?
Very pleased with his in-game demeanor. Very pleased with coachability on the sidelines. Missed some opportunities out there just through inexperience, not pitching the football when he should have. Missed a big throw down there in the red zone that where we had a receiver behind, play action pass, receiver behind the safeties. But overall, showed a lot of toughness and showed a lot of grit. And like I said, demeanor was good all game long. Never seemed like the moment was too big for him.
But on the defensive side, we talked on last week talking about just the strength of this team was really on your defensive side of the football. Really impressed with them on Friday and seemed to take away their top target in Ryder Treadaway.
Yeah, I was really impressed with our defense, particularly our front. We did give up the one explosive run for a touchdown, but other than that, they didn't hardly have anything in the run game. I thought we did a good job of harassing the quarterback most of the night. Defensive line played relentless, and there was two sophomores starting that defensive line. Mm-hmm. Luke Gormley played a whale of a game. He was disruptive all night long, did a great job for us. Cooper Towery off the edge. And I thought for the most part, excuse me, we got lucky a little bit. They dropped some balls and he overthrew some. But for the most part, I thought our secondary did a nice job of making it difficult for them. Had to make some precise throws. So obviously, defensively, we played well enough to win. But it takes all three phases.
It is Grapevine and Birdville tonight. We'll take a short break. We come back. We'll talk to Coach Bob DeBess about some big news surrounding Grapevine this week and also get his thoughts on Birdville. More to come right after this. Birdville tonight from Mustang-Panther Stadium. And, Coach, let's start with some big news surrounding the program this week. Bradley Stanier, defensive end, committed to one of the Power 5 programs.
Yeah, that's big news, man. Anytime that you have a kid that commits to the highest level, which is what that is, it's big news. And it's not only great for he and his family, but great for our program, too. I mean, his teammates were thrilled for him. The response on social media was fantastic. And he absolutely fell in love with the people at Kansas State. He visited this last weekend. He visited officially this last weekend. And I don't think he went into the weekend thinking he was going to make that decision. But he was so won over by everybody that, no matter where he turned, whether it was the fans or whether it was a support group, whether it was coaches, it didn't matter. So it's always fun to hear that you commit for the right reasons, and he did commit for the right reasons. His heart told him that that's where he needed to be.
We get ready for Birdville tonight, a team that lost last week to Crowley. Don't know how much you could look into that score. 50 points for Crowley last week. Crowley is probably one of the more dangerous teams in the area. Let's start for you offensively tonight. Facing Birdville, four-man defensive front for them. What becomes key for your offense?
Well, we got to do a better job with the line of scrimmage. We really did not control the line of scrimmage by any stretch the other night. Their secondary, I think, will be fairly active. They got two good corners. I would say there's a chance that their corners are going to get involved in run support too, which would be a little bit different for us. So we've got to be ready for that. That causes us to change our schemes a little bit. The receivers got to do that on the run. And so we've got to establish the line of scrimmage. We've got to be able to run between the tackles. I think they're probably going to force the give and make it tough for us to get outside. So it's going to come down to our offensive line and our tight ends, being physical enough and playing together enough to make that happen.
With that being said, do you think there's some chances that could arise tonight where you could have a couple of big plays in the passing game?
Well, we hope so. I mean, that's always part of the plan, particularly when you're a run first, pass second team. You hope you can get some play action where you can throw it over the top. There's a lot of things involved in that, you know, receivers being where they're supposed to be, quarterbacks knowing where the receivers are, and of course protection. We got a lot of work to do offensively, and I'm anxious to see how much we come out and improve from week 1 to week 2.
Offensively for Birdville, they're playing without their quarterback right now, a guy that was hurt in their first scrimmage, be without him again tonight. But a balanced offense looks like, based out of the spread. Where do you feel like your defense can attack them?
Well, again, not to be repetitive, I'm going to say the same thing I said about the offense. If we can control the line of scrimmage, and defensively that means, you know, stopping the run and also putting pressure on the quarterback. If we can control the line of scrimmage, you know, we'll have a shot. I mean, we'll have a chance. You know, we played Birdville 3 different times in 7-on-7 this summer. They did have their number 1 quarterback at the time who unfortunately got hurt. They got some really good receivers, and apparently they had an influx of skill kids that came out when the new head coach came in, and so it's not quite the same team that they put out there last year. They're a little more athletic, and so they got some guys on the edges, on the outside that can scare you a little bit, and so being able to make life difficult for the quarterback will be important.
Ball game last week that was very close. Special teams played a huge factor. Do you get the sense tonight that special teams could obviously play a big role?
I think it's going to be another dogfight. I don't see Grapevine High School this year not having any games. You know, if we're in the games, it's going to be a dogfight. You know, and I see tonight being very similar. I see them trying to find their way a little bit. We're still trying to find our way a little bit, and usually in these type of games, it comes down to you know, not beating yourself.
Mm-hmm. It's Grapevine and Birdville coming up, Coach. As always, we appreciate the visit. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
That is head coach Bob DeBest. Kickoff coming up next here on Mustang Friday night.
Stacy's Labor Day sale, and this year we're celebrating by giving you our biggest savings of the season.
Relax and style for less. We have power reclining sofas starting at $8.98 and power sectional starting at only $29.98.
And get your best night's sleep on our new rocking adjustable base. That's right, Stacy's is the first to offer this brand new technology, and trust me, you'll sleep like a baby.
Shop today during Stacy's Labor Day sale, and remember, if you're shopping at Stacy's,
You're shopping with family, and you're not burning money.
Back to Mustang-Panther Stadium. We're moments away from Grapevine and Birdville. Game 2 for both these teams, Reagan Ratcliffe and Brendan Smith. Let's get you our keys to the game. 3 keys that stand out for you tonight for Mustangs to get that first win.
No, it's probably cheating going number 1, control the line of scrimmage, because based on your conversation just now with Bob DeBest, that's what he thinks is if we can control that line of scrimmage on both sides of the football, you're going to have the best possible opportunity. Also going to want to find a way to disrupt the quarterback. We talked about how Noah Normand is out for Birdville. Zach Wells is going to be under center, and so that's going to be something. If you can put pressure on them, get him to hurry up his reads a little bit and create some chaos, that can be a huge key as well. And then similar to what we saw last week, that first punt of the year resulted in a turnover for Grapevine, immediately led to points. They're going to need some action in the special teams as well.
Look at the Grapevine Mustangs getting ready to come out. Under second-year head coach Bob DeBest. And for Grapevine last week, our first look at their quarterback in Jaden Holmes, young junior who performed well. And here come the Mustangs. Both these teams hungry for their first win when they get to district play coming up in just a few weeks.
You know, Coach Bob DeBest mentioned something to you as well, and in that coaches show that he hosts on Mondays all around Grapevine, he mentioned the same thing, that the biggest jump that you have week 1 or throughout the course of the season is from week 1 to week 2. So I know both of these coaches are itching to get back out on the field and probably get the bad taste out of their mouth from last weekend.
Team captains getting ready to line up at midfield. We get ready for our national anthem. It's a gorgeous night for high school football. There have been storms off to the west, and right now, for the most part, blue skies above. 85-degree temperatures have tapered off a bit. You had rain in the Metroplex a couple of days prior, but just a beautiful Friday night for football. We will pause here for our national anthem here at Mustang-Panther Stadium.
Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to midfield. Tonight's opening coin toss happens to be visiting Birdville Hawks. 19 Parker Green, 33 Jake Bruno.
That'll be our coin toss right now. Team captains for Grapevine: Brady Boozer, senior safety Tatum Evans, junior linebacker Morgan Weir, big offensive guard, and Bradley Stanier, who we talked about in the warm-up or the pregame tonight, commit to Kansas State.
Bradley was showing up at that Monday coaches show with that brand new purple K-State T-shirt. He was thrilled for him. It's a big deal. Power 5, I guess Power 4 commit now for Brady Stanier, and he's got a big year ahead of him, and excited to watch him after he's done with Grapevine football.
It's Birdville that's won the toss. They've deferred. So that's going to tell us that Grapevine's going to get the football. We talked about quarterback in Jalen Holmes, who made his first start last week. We're going to see him right out of the chute. And not a lot in the passing game last week for Jalen Holmes, but he made some plays in the run game.
Yeah, he did, and it's an offense that is not meant to be based on him dropping back and just heaving it down the field. He is supposed to be basically a conductor. There's a lot of eye candy in the backfield, and they want to confuse that defense. And I think a big reason why Julian Contreras was able to have 130 yards is because Jalen Holmes did do a good job of helping lead that offense. Now, they want them to be able to hit whenever they do take some shots. Coach DeBest said they felt like they had a couple of chances. You got to make the offense or the defense pay if they're going to overcommit to the run.
We're ready for Friday Night Football, Grapevine and Birdville, and it'll be Grapevine that's going to get the football. We'll set that offensive starting lineup for you here in a moment. Take a look at Grapevine to get their special teams unit ready. And the special teams last week played a big role in the football game. I mean, it was early on for Grapevine that, one of the biggest plays of the ball game that set up Grapevine in great field position.
Yeah, they took the lead early on. They went 3 and out to begin the ball game, but that first punt, it was a muffed punt. They were able to dive on it quickly, led to 3 points, and really were in control for most of that first half. And a lot of that was predicated on getting that early turnover, and early success in the special teams game is always going to set you off on the right foot.
Take a look at that special teams unit right there. Back deep should see Dallas Davis deep to return. For Birdville, their kicker and Mario Minjavar, you'll see him both sides of the football, kicker and safety. And so Grapevine will receive Mustangs tonight, solid red. They will be returning it from right to left. Of course, last week you had that unique field where east to west, and you were staring right into that sun. Grapevine had to battle that. You don't have that here. And back deep to receive for the Mustangs, Leno Randolph is up top. And then Dallas Davis is to the near side. Minjavar will tee it up from the 40.
Mario Hannibal set to kick off.
That wind tonight, just very gentle breeze that is to Birdville's back. Ball blows off of the tee.
I was wondering if we were going to have some weather issues driving into Grapevine today, but it's cleared off. Nice, hot and humid Friday evening.
Randolph and Davis had switched places. This is going to come down to Randolph. Bobbles it at the 2 and picks it up. Randolph runs into his own man. He's tackled at the 15. Here is Grapevine's offensive starting lineup tonight. Let's start for the Mustangs with the guys up front. Tayden Sneed and Daniel Campos are the tackles. Campos, the all-district performer. The guards, Bergen Weir and Spencer Williams, and in the center is Will Mason. The receiving core, Ryland Goen, Kel Thompson, Kristen Frederich. You see him there. Ian Hatton will not get that start tonight. He's pictured there, but they have is still out, hoping to be back soon. DJ Wright is who you'll see at that tight end H-back role. So here are the Mustangs on first down and 10. They'll start deep in their own territory as that kickoff is returned back to their own 15. Grapevine and Birdville, long time district foes for many years. Playing a non-district game tonight, as here is Holmes on first down. The give to Contreras. He's got a nice hole as he plows straight ahead and a pickup of 3. The rest of that offense for Grapevine, it centers around their junior quarterback and Jalen Holmes. Holmes operating that offense last year that turned out 204 yards. Julian Contreras is the running back. You'll also see Jamie Sanchez in there tonight as well. And mention that DJ Wright is your tight end and H-back. A short gain of 3, 2nd and 7. You're going to see a lot of formations tonight from Grapevine. Here's a 2-back look with Wright as the H-back. They load the box for Birdville to hand off. Instead, it's Holmes who tossed to Contreras, and a big play up the seam. Contreras down inside the 40 of Birdville. What a fake by Holmes as they came off the right side, and there was Contreras.
Well, that even fooled me up here in the booth for a second. It looked like it was going to be a play stuffed in the backfield, but instead Contreras gets that pitch, takes it through that right side of the line, and nearly houses it. He's caught from behind, so a guy that last week had 130 yards on the ground with an outstanding start here with that big burst.
Well, Bob DeBest's bread and butter is a triple option. It's a great movement up front by the offensive line and a terrific read by Holmes, the quarterback, and the toss to Contreras. Now again back to the ground. This time Sanchez is hog-tied at the 29. He loses one.
So being able to break through on that first drive, that's huge. And one thing, again, that Coach DeBest talked about, you even mentioned it, Reagan, there were only 7 pass attempts from Jalen Holmes last week. Whenever they do take shots, you have got to make the defense pay. You felt like at times they had 11 guys within 7 or 8 yards of the line of scrimmage. They took some shots, had some miscommunication, so at some point you are going to have to make the defense pay if they're going to keep coming up on the line. It's probably a little bit early to think about that, but that's something that needs to be in the back of the mind of this Grapevine Mustangs offense.
It's a Birdville defense that gave up 682 yards last week against Crowley. Holmes with time. Now that pocket breaks down. He reads it nicely, now takes it and runs off the right side. He's close to a first down. Maybe marks him out at the 20, about a yard shot.
Yeah, really calm and mature presence there in the pocket. Holmes made a couple of reads, realized it wasn't there, and then takes off. And, get yourself ahead of the change here on second down. Excuse me, on third down. Third down and short.
It'll be a 3rd and 2. They mark him at the 20. You have to get to the 18. Yeah, offensively last week for Crowley against this Birdville defense, the 682 yards. It was a field day for their quarterback, Caleb Williams.
There's some miscommunication. Just had a guy come onto the field late. I'm not sure who that was that came in.
Grapevine going to move in their offensive line around. You'll see a lot of formations and shifting. They go back to the ground. Contreras is stuffed, trying to drive forward. The second effort's not going to be enough. Hit at the line of scrimmage, and so now decision time for Bob DeBest. They're in the range here of Cade Moreland, but on 4th down and 3, it looks like the offense is going to stay out.
Yeah, I don't mind this at all. You've already got the field position. You flip that a little bit. You've got some juice here in that first drive. See if you can punch it in a little bit closer. Pick up that first down, take some shots at the end zone, and at worst, if that happens, then you're able to settle for a chip shot field goal.
4th and 3, big play here on the opening drive. Out of a 2-back look, long count from Holmes. Play clock down to 5. Hard count on the option. Now the toss. Sanchez trying to get outside and looked like he may have tweaked something as he came up hobbling at the 18. He may have enough for the first down. But by the look of the running back, Sanchez, you could tell something just wasn't right.
You know, when he came around that corner, it looked like it was a for sure first down. We don't have replay tonight, so we're not going to have a second look, but they have given him the first down. So it is going to be a fresh set of downs, and now you're concerned and hoping that Sanchez is going to be okay.
Hard to speculate, but obviously something lower body right there for Sanchez. But as soon as he got that toss, you could tell something was hobbling him, and he could not go full speed. He does get the first down, so the Mustangs keep this drive alive, a drive that's almost consumed 3 minutes.
That's got to be a bad feeling, too, when you come around and you see that much green and you just don't have the juice to get it going.
Now Holmes back onto the field, brings the play in from offensive coordinator and Jeffrey Hyde out of a two-back look. They bring the young freshman in, and Jake Graham, along with Contreras, right the H-back. Making that long count. You're going to see Grapevine milk the clock tonight. Holmes pulls it, now thrown backwards. Hit the backfield by the outside linebacker and Hunter Grant.
And as good as we said that Holmes was last week in running that option offense, there were times where Coach DeBest wanted him to have a little bit more confidence in the pitch. Now, he didn't really have an opportunity there because of the defensive pursuit. But not all the times are those busted plays on first down. They're not always negative because it at least puts that look in the defense's mind.
Second down, long 11. We saw Grapevine last week control the clock. Right here on this opening drive, almost 4 minutes now. Single back is Contreras out of the pistol. Play clock down inside 10. Contreras straight ahead, hit from behind. The defensive end, Chi Uwegbu, made that tackle. And it's Grapevine, not the situations they like to be in. 3rd and 9 coming up.
Yeah, not an ideal spot for this offense. But yeah, still intentionally playing slower. We saw this even late in the game last week when they were trying to come back. That play clock was still constantly under 10.
That was a big surprise. It was, say, a lack of sense of urgency. They just stayed true to their game plan, and to their credit, they had a chance at the very end to win that ball game. 3rd down and 9. Another big play here on this opening drive. They go trips to the right side. Wide is the tight end up top. Holmes looking right with time. Going deep, looking for Boozer, and it's over his head. Double covered and incomplete. That's a good idea when you got Boozer in your sights at 6'3".
And Boozer's asking for a flag. He thought that he got yanked a little bit, probably around the 5-yard line before he actually went into his break. So, yeah, give yourself a chance to get it to a guy like Boozer, that, as you mentioned, 6'3", 190. Just a little bit too strong, and Boozer's still not real happy that he didn't get a call.
It's a straight shot for Caden Moreland, 34 yards out. He hit from 20 last week. High snap brought down. Plenty of leg from Moreland. And he's got, missed it, boy, just right. It looked like Moreland had it. He had plenty of leg. It just goes right. And the Mustangs unable to score that opening drive that nearly took 5 minutes.
Yeah, controlled the clock. Really felt like you controlled the line of scrimmage. Had the one big play, and Contreras just got you inside the 30. So you at least get a little bit deeper, picking up that first down on 4th and 2, but yeah, it didn't end the way that you wanted to. Now, because of this defense and how strong they can be, you've got a chance to pin Birdville back deep and see if they can put some pressure on that young quarterback.
Here comes that Birdville offense led by Zach Wells, who gets the start tonight, the sophomore. Again, they lost their all-district quarterback and Noah Norman during the summer to injury. On first down, Wells is going to throw. Hit from behind. Ball's loose on the turf. Birdville's got it back. Chased down and somehow got out of there. And then a big hit, and flags come flying. Oh, my, did a bunch happen on that play. And what will more than likely be a personal foul, I believe, on Linnell Randolph. But what a hit from behind. But this is going to turn in with the flag, what should be a big gain for Birdville. There's a lot of laundry, though, to sort out. Grapevine's coaching staff is pointing in the backfield as well. Well, if it's not for Randolph right there, that might be down the sidelines for Anthony White.
And on my look, and again, we don't have replay, unfortunately, so we can't go back and take a look at it, but it looked like a face mask just before the end of that play. Boy, what terrible luck. You come through, you get a sack on the first play of the game, and it ends up gaining 25 yards for the offense.
was Evans who just put his helmet right in the back of Zach Wells. We'll set the defense after this play. It's a 3-man defensive front, 3-4 look. They motion the running back and Anthony White out. A little bubble screen to him, trying to get outside. Good blocking. Maybe a hold right there by the receiver. And it should be a hold, I believe, on M.J. Hicks, the receiver on the outside.
Dallas Davis got up immediately and was celebrating that one was going to go the other way. And so that should sort of even things out a little bit.
Now this will be coming back, so it'll negate what would have been a big play. Well, here is this Grapevine defense as we take a look at the penalty. And it will be, in fact, on Birdville, and it is a hold on the receiver, Hicks. Here's that Grapevine defense. Bradley Stanier is the defensive end who is on his way to Kansas State. Cedric Hicks, the sophomore, is opposite of him, and Andres Garcia is the nose guard. The linebackers on the outside, Cooper Towery and Thomas Powers. The inside backers, Tatum Evans and Luke Gormley. Very active for that front seven last week. They'll need that same kind of performance. Now on first down, again to the air. Another screen. This is Hicks outside, spun around, stood up. A gain of about 5. The secondary tonight for Grapevine, Linnell Randolph and Dallas Davis are the corners. Brady Boozer and Carlos McKay are the safeties.
Well, already seeing a little bit of a different look that Grapevine, based on what Grapevine saw last week. It was a lot of between the tackles running last week. Already trying to go in the air 3 times. That spread offense that you mentioned, getting the ball out quickly to the receivers and letting them make some plays in space.
Second down and 4. Short motion from Tristan Spain back into the backfield. Handoff in a huge hole up the middle, and into the clear is Lamar Leggins. There are no flags on this one. Leggins, nobody laid a hand on him. Huge hole, and Birdville is on the board first.
Well, unfortunately for Grapevine, it's become a common theme through the first 2 ball games to give up the big play on the ground, and you see it there. After 3 chances to throw the football, and really it all comes back to that first play. You had a sack and a chance for a turnover. You had the ball inside your own 10, and before you can blink, it's 7-0 Birdville.
Extra point is good, and Birdville strikes first tonight, 7-0. Midway through the first, 6:01 to go. This is Mustang Friday night on Tradio.
When you're the #1 Chevy dealer in the world, you have more inventory than anyone. Classic Chevrolet, last chance through Labor Day only. We're offering model year-end savings early on all new 2024 Chevys. Like new Silverados, 14 grand in total savings. Don't miss out on 24s, 14 grand total savings. It's the final days. New Silverados will sell fast. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
$7-0 Birdville after a 60-yard touchdown run from Lamar Leggins. Grapevine set to get the football back. 6:01 to go in the first. And our first quarter brought to you tonight by Stacy Furniture. Minivar will tee it up at the 40. Randolph and Davis back deep to return. This will come down to Randolph at about the 5. Sandwiched at the 20. Big hit. He is up to the 22.
You know, it's early on, but feels like a character drive for Grapevine because you felt like you had the perfect start defensively and end up getting punched in the mouth. So how do you respond? Good drive here would kind of take away some of that pain from that previous defensive possession.
Yeah, had a huge offensive play right out of the gates with Contreras. Long run that got you deep into Birdville territory. Just couldn't finish it off, missed field goal. And Birdville with the big play early. 5:56 to go in the first, and here is Holmes and company. Out of a 3 receiver set. Handoff, Contreras off the right side. You're going to see a lot of looks tonight from Grapevine. There was a little wrinkle there with Wiley going on the motion.
No, and if I'm not mistaken, they've moved around that offensive line as well. Daniel Campos was on the left side. He's switched over now to the right tackle position.
For Bob DeBess, his incredibly innovative mind. Head coach and works alongside offensive coordinator Jeffrey Hyde, who's in his 3rd year.
And now he's back on the left side. He's playing both tackle positions tonight.
Contreras and Sanchez, the running backs. Out of a 2-back set, Second down after that pickup of 5. There's that motion again. This is going in the backfield, a full house backfield look. The give, not much there. Couples going to leave, maybe just one on that play. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 4 as Contreras again on the give.
One play that Grapevine's busted. Other than that, for these first couple of possessions, Birdville has been able to stay home on the running backs. Be a good time to get some of that optical illusions, if you will, there in the backfield and create a little bit of space on 3rd and 4.
DJ Wright came back in. We'd like to see him at either the tight end or the H-back. Wright will line up. It's the H-back left. Well, the power set. You got a tight end up top. Play clock's at 2. Holmes has got to hurry. It's at 1. They barely got it off. Holmes pulls it, and he is slung down. Back at the 28. Hunter Grant called his name a couple of times already from the outside linebacker spot. 4th down and 4, and here comes Grapevine's punt unit.
And Holmes looks a little bit slow to get up, too. You see him holding his wrist, it looks like, as he jogs back there. He's Mr. Do-It-All, so he'll have to go punt as well, but obviously some discomfort on that right hand, that wrist. He's still holding it.
Now, Holmes doubles as the team's punter. He averaged 31 yards a kick last week. There's a weapon back there. Some confusion here for Grapevine.
The second time they've had to have the 11th man come on at the very last second.
That's Luke Stewart who came on. It's a high snap. Gets it down. It's away a low spiraling kick. Take a Grapevine roll that is picked up. And Jaden Hicks tackle back at the 36.
It's a dangerous play by Hicks, thinking that he could make something happen. So what you need right now is the strength of your team as the defense, and you need the defense to step up and get you that football back without any more points going up on the board.
I mentioned a moment ago, said it was Tatum Evans with that hit on the quarterback. It was actually Luke Gormley, and Gormley's a guy that Bob DeBest really pointed out this week, said he was just all over the field. You have got a wealth of talent at that linebacking core with Gormley and Evans on the inside.
Gormley there. Obviously, Stanier can come there from the defensive end position as well. See if they can get some more pressure on the quarterback.
1st and 10, the sophomore back deep. Pocket collapses. Evans breaks one tackle but can't break the second. Good pursuit, and there is Luke Gormley.
It looked like it might have been Cedric Hicks that got the initial pressure on Zach Wells that caused him to get outside. But, yeah, Gormley had to end up making that play. If Gormley doesn't make the tackle, it may end up being a 1st down.
Wells, a sophomore quarterback, last week was 5-9 through the year, 46 yards. A couple of rushes for 7. Birdville last week played with 2 quarterbacks. Also Ty Johnson, who saw time. Now on a 2nd down and 8.
Showing blitz from the left.
White on the handoff. He is blasted. Tatum Evans got in. First man there, lost it 2. 3rd and 11 coming up.
Yeah, Evans filling that hole. A good start, making it a 3rd and long. Now, this is an offense that has the ability to take it down the field. Getting the 3 and out after a tough offensive possession would be just what Bob DeBest wants.
When we talk about the wrinkles that this offense has, now you see something different up front defensively. Evans slides down and plays more of a nose guard. He was a defensive end last year. They look to bring the house, will they? Now they drop those linebackers. 3rd and long. Here's the pass. It is caught, then dropped. Linnell Randolph forced that incompletion. It would have been a 1st down. Tristan Spain couldn't hold on.
Yeah, big hit as that play was made. Randolph, that 5'11 frame, has to make contact to break it loose. That would have been a tough 1st down conversion to give up, but Grapevine's going to get the football right back. Oh, wait, there's a lot of confusion here for week 2, back and forth as to what Grapevine's trying to do. We've seen it offense, defense, and now into the special teams.
Thomas Powers stands back near his 25. Powers fields it. Nice catch at the 31. He's hit immediately. Ryan Kent made that tackle. Powers so sure-handed. Makes that catch, but there's a defense, 3 and out. Get the football back. Pretty good field position here with 2:06 to go in the 1st.
Yeah, their best field position to begin a drive so far this evening. So really right where you need to be. Need to see that pro-line offensive drive. It would really be good to see a rhythm. It doesn't feel like really all season long outside of 1 or 2 drives. There's been that long rhythm for this Grapevine offense.
3rd drive for Grapevine. Holmes coming back on. It was a 3 and out. Last time with the football. Got all the way down to the 20 on their opening drive, but could not produce points. A missed field goal from Cade Moreland. There is a whistle and a timeout. The Grapevine coaching staff is next door to us, and I think there was a lot of confusion.
They had 10 on the field. It's at least the fourth time that there has been either someone coming on late or not having enough guys on the field. And I think that's what the frustration is from the Grapevine coaching staff just to our left. Well, I think about one of the keys last week from Bob DeBest is, hey, we just got to make sure we're lining up and not confusing ourselves. And it felt like on one of the touchdown runs they gave up last week, that's exactly what happened. And so things like this are the corrections that I think Bob DeBest was hoping were going to happen between week 1 and 2.
They've got 11 on there now. 2:06 remaining in the first. Birdville up 7-0 on the 60-yard touchdown run for Lamar Leggins. Holmes with a 2-back set on first down. Still a long snap count here. Off the play action. Going to go deep, taking a shot. Got a man down there. That's Stewart. And that's 6. What a throw from Jalen Holmes. First touchdown pass of his career goes 70 yards.
Well, we just talked about it. You got to find a way to make them pay if they overcommit to the run, and you got a guy one-on-one running out in the secondary, and that is a perfect throw right there from Jalen Holmes. Talk about the response you needed to try and even up this ball game.
Luke Stewart, his second catch of the year. It's officially 69 yards, and it's now 7-7. 1:57 to go, and we could be in store for a dogfight tonight. This is Mustang Friday night on Tradio.
It's Stacy's Labor Day sale, and this year we're celebrating by giving you our biggest savings of the season.
Relax and style for less. We have power reclining sofas starting at $8.98 and power sectional starting at only $29.98.
And get your best night's sleep on our new rocking adjustable base. That's right, Stacy's is the first to offer this brand new technology, and trust me, you'll sleep like a baby.
Shop today during Stacy's Labor Day sale, and remember, if you're shopping at Stacy's,
You're shopping with family, and you're not burning money.
Tied at 7, 69-yard touchdown pass. Jaden Holmes to Luke Stewart. Now Cade Moreland will tee it up. You know, Bob DeBest talked tonight in the pregame that they were hoping, they felt like there might be a big play or two in the passing game. It all starts with setting up the run.
Yeah, and because of, I mean, that's the furthest ball we've seen downfield from Holmes this season, and so probably a little bit of a surprise for Birdville, but that doesn't have to necessarily be your bread and butter offensively, but you have to have that tool in the toolbox so the defense has to completely respect your entire offensive production.
Moreland's kick is out of bounds. Should give Birdville great starting field position. How about the catch by Luke Stewart? As good a ball as it was from Holmes, Stewart had to really reach out there. Outstanding catch by the junior wideout.
Yeah, really, it was his speed that won it, and then you're waiting for the quarterback to just put it in this little window, so give your receiver a chance. And when you're that wide open and you know, if I catch this, I'm going to the house, sometimes that's not the easiest play to make. So, yeah, great job by Stevens, and even in this ball game up.
Junior connections there, Holmes and
I said
Stewart.
Stevens, excuse me, Stewart.
7-all with 1:57 to go in the first. So here is Evans, sophomore quarterback for Birdville, brings his offense back on. We'll see two different backs tonight, Lamar Leggins and Anthony White. It was Leggins who had the big touchdown run. He is back in just to the left of Evans out of a 3-receiver set. Evans throws over the middle, and now here comes Birdville. Big play of their own. All sorts of room for M.J. Hicks. He's in. 13-7 Birdville was actually Jaden Hicks and not M.J. Nonetheless, the Hawks on one play take the lead, now 13-7.
Well, pretty close to two carbon copy plays. 69 yards one way, 70 yards the other way. You said we might be in for a shootout, and I'm not sure I believed you, but one play later, Birdville back in front.
Jaden Hicks's first touchdown of the year, and the extra point is good. 14-7, blink of an eye, just one play. Birdville goes up 14-7, 1:47 to go in the first quarter. This is Mustang Friday Night on Tradio.
When you're the #1 Chevy dealer in the world, you have more inventory than anyone. Classic Chevrolet, last chance through Labor Day only. We're offering model year-end savings early on all new 2024 Chevys. Like new Silverados, 14 grand in total savings. Don't miss out on 24s, 14 grand total savings. It's the final days. New Silverados will sell fast. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
$14-7 now Birdville as they respond in one play after a 69-yard touchdown pass. Jalen Holmes to Luke Stewart. It takes Birdville one play of their own, 70 yards. Zach Evans to Jaden Hicks.
I mean, what is it now? 4 touchdowns given up by this Grapevine defense, and every one of them has been a big play of at least 40 yards.
Well, they were so good last week at making Wakeland have to go the length of the field. But you're right, the big plays last week. A bit Grapevine tonight, already giving up 14 points. Here's the return. And back, Randolph takes a big hit at about the 16. Marking at the 17 is where they'll set up for their 4th possession. Our first quarter of tonight brought to you by Stacy Furniture. Lights on here at Mustang-Panther Stadium. Sunset, a gorgeous night for high school football here in the great state of Texas. That offense huddled up around Bob DeBess. Jalen Holmes, back to that touchdown pass. That's going to do wonders for his confidence. You know, last week, the speed of the game, so fast. You're making your first start. Saw some impressive things from him, but I think that was pretty special.
Well, one thing apparently he told the coaching staff was on one particular read when they had someone open, he just said that he completely didn't look that way, didn't realize the receiver was there, so he owned it. And that's how you do improve and continue to get better, and that's something that stuck out to Bob DeBess.
They go back to the ground. Contreras wrapped up. Well, Birdville, despite that pass, they are going to commit numbers to the run game, and they're not much there on that play. Gain of 1.
And there's just not a whole lot of room for Contreras to run the football. Really for anybody to run the football. He gets it, and he's immediately touched a half yard behind the line of scrimmage.
Grapevine will use every bit of that play clock. They break the huddle with 19 seconds. Their plan is to get the game into the 4th quarter, keep it close, and have a chance. Play clock now down to 7. Holmes, long count. Now down inside 5. He's going to throw again. This time, great shot right there on the near sideline. The catch is made by Kel Thompson. Close to the sticks. He's at the 25. Still need to get a couple.
Even that play there is a new wrinkle from what we saw last week, and I think that shows you that Holmes is getting a little bit more comfortable. That's a safe throw. You feel pretty good about the pitch and catch. You're going to get 5 or 6 and make it a manageable 3rd down.
3rd down, make it 3. It's a big play right here to keep this drive alive. Got about a 10-second difference between game clock and play clock. So very well could be our final play of the first. And move Stewart back in. So bunch receivers up top. 3rd and 3, they're going to throw it again. Holmes looks, fires, passes caught. They've got the first. Nice pitch and catch to Ryland Goen.
Nice pitch and catch. That's the bottom line, but he, for the second time, he had Luke Stewart streaking in the middle of the field. Yeah, he was wide open, and if Holmes sees it, he probably has 6. He makes the play where you at least pick up the 1st down, but you had another guy in Holmes, in Stewart. That's something to keep an eye on because that seam route from the tight end position is it's open right now for the Mustangs.
6 seconds left to go in the first after that first down. Back to a 2-back look. Right to H-back right.
And again, everybody within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage defensively.
Holmes gives to Sanchez. First man through up to the 32. I say Sanchez, that was actually a young freshman, Jake Graham, who had that carry. So that brings us to the end of the first. Boy, offensive fireworks tonight here through the first 12 minutes. A couple long touchdown passes. Birdville's on top, 14-7. We come back to the second quarter here on Mustang Friday Night on Tradio.
One location, 4 amazing brands. Grubb's family of dealerships. Located on Highway 114, 25 acres of luxury car shopping. After 75 years of serving the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, we invite you to shop Grubb's Acura, Infiniti, Polestar, and Volvo, all in Grapevine. Our service departments are fully staffed and ready to help with walk-ins or appointments. Start with the best, skip the rest at Grubb's family of dealerships.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
Mustang-Panther Stadium. Reagan Ratcliffe, Brendan Smith. It's 14-7. Birdville on top. Mustangs are on the drive. They're at their own 32-yard line. 2nd down and 7 coming up here for Jalen Holmes. All of a sudden, Mustangs are making their hay through the air. A team that this offense really predicated on the run, but right now we've seen some impressive throws from Holmes.
And even saying really predicated on the run last week, I mean, they threw the ball 7 times. So that was really the entire offense. So to see that extra wrinkle added is not just exciting for tonight, but I think it's exciting for what your offense can become as Holmes gets more and more comfortable in his first year as the starter.
Oh, here's a different look at the quarterback position. It's not Holmes in at quarterback. It's a long snap count. There is a penalty marker, and it is a carry straight ahead. First down yardage, that is Cooper Towery who came in there at quarterback. So more of a Wildcat type quarterback there who got the first down.
And Holmes on the sideline, and don't know if they're going to send him right back in yet or going to give another play here to Towery, and I think they will. Towery's going to stay out.
Towery is a 5'10", 180-pound junior. You're going to see Towery on both sides of the football. He is an outside linebacker that's come in, and now what you could say more of a Wildcat quarterback look. Contreras is the running back. Still that long count. Play clock at 3. This time stood up. Short gain of 2 for Towery. And now it may be Holmes' turn. He's staying back at a 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, an interesting decision here to switch things up. Holmes had been throwing the football well. Just wanted to see what Towery can bring to the offense.
We did not see Towery at quarterback last week. Holmes played every snap at quarterback. And they load up across the offensive line. There's a tight end up top, H-back right, single receivers each side. 2nd down, long 9. Birdville still loads that box. Towery takes it, runs, dives straight ahead, up to the 43.
Kind of reminds you a little bit of the old Blake Bell offense for Oklahoma a decade or so ago. Hit the ball and just kind of pound it up the middle.
Well, now Holmes is on. 3rd down, long 7, big play right here with 10:24 and counting. And for Holmes, he's kind of spread the ball around when he has gone to the air tonight. We've seen Thompson, Goen, Stewart, all with catches. 2 receivers bunched left, 2 wide right. 3rd down, long 7. Holmes, 4-man rush, stands, throws, wide open at the 40-yard line. Contreras down the sideline. A stiff arm and thrown out at the 8. Here comes the flag. Should be a face mask, and the Mustangs are knocking on the door.
I was ready to say some trickery, but that was just a wheel route out of the backfield by Contreras. Nearly houses it. He is ripped down by the face mask. That's Jamal Ramsey, who's most likely going to get called for that penalty. Boy, what a conversion on 3rd down.
Big night from Holmes through the air here in the first half. 9:53. Well, Birdville is committed to the run. And so if you're going to beat us tonight, you have to beat us through the air. And Holmes, up to this point, has really stepped up to the challenge.
And he hasn't had to make the most difficult throws. Now, the one that he did throw to Stewart was a tough throw. That one there, you just get it out within a 5-yard radius or so and let Contreras do the rest.
Sanchez and Contreras in the backfield. 1st down and goal. Handoff, getting outside, turning the corner and into the end zone. The freshman, Jake Graham, with his first career touchdown. Mustangs are an extra point away from tying it.
Love seeing that there. Contreras, the senior, celebrating with the freshman. Well, Contreras, that's been his job so far this year. You get the big chunk plays to get you close and then let somebody else punch it in. This time it's Jake Graham to try and tie up this ball game.
Got some weapons in that backfield. Contreras, Sanchez, now Graham, the young freshman, gets his number called. We've got a tie ball game. 14-all. Grapevine and Birdville tie with 9:48 left to go in the first half. This is Mustang Friday Night on Tradio.
It's Stacy's Labor Day sale, and this year we're celebrating by giving you our biggest savings of the season.
Relax and style for less. We have power reclining sofas starting at $8.98 and power sectional starting at only $29.98.
And get your best night's sleep on our new rocking adjustable base. That's right, Stacy's is the first to offer this brand new technology, and trust me, you'll sleep like a baby.
Shop today during Stacy's Labor Day sale, and remember, if you're shopping at Stacy's,
You're shopping with family, and you're not burning money.
14-all after the 6-yard touchdown run from Jake Graham. And for Jalen Holmes, the junior quarterback, he's 4 of 5, 127 yards through the air. And here comes the kickoff now from Moreland. Come down right at the goal line. They're going to bring it out. And around the corner, this is Hicks. Makes a man miss. Boy, what a move by Hicks. He's still on his feet. Oh my. At the 35. Moreland trying to track him down. The kicker gets him at the 46. Boy, what a run back by Jaden Hicks, who tight-roped on the sideline, then cut it back against the grain.
Yeah, that was incredibly impressive. I'm also impressed with the kicker and Cade Moreland. Did you see the wheels there and the confidence he had in making the tackle? But boy, that did look like a return that was going to be stuffed around the 20-yard line, but boy, that's an impressive return.
Birdville's fourth drive tonight, their best starting field position at their own 46. 2 touchdowns and a 3-and-out for the Hawks in their first 3 drives tonight. Sophomore quarterback Zach Wells to a 70-yard touchdown strike to Jaden Hicks on their last play. It was Hicks right there on the kickoff return who puts Birdville in great field position. A little toss. White cuts it up inside. Big hit at the 50. Ball's loose on the turf. He down? They say he was. Whistle's blowing, and Birdville's going to have it right at the 50.
Really, since that first play of the game, when it's been a pass play for Birdville, there has not been a lot of pressure from Grapevine. Their one sack actually led to about a 20-yard gain for Birdville. That was such a big key for Bob DeBest. Put some pressure on this quarterback and Zach Wells, but he's had a lot of success through the air.
2nd down, 6. Out of the gun. Here's White. Big hole. White's into the secondary, and he's tripped up at the 40 down to the 39.
Just some over pursuit there from Thomas Powers as the linebacker got deep into the backfield, but got so deep there was a huge hole. And Anthony White cuts right through it, and they're very quickly into Grapevine territory.
Well, Birdville's had the big plays tonight, and now they're deep into Grapevine territory at the 39 of the Mustangs. Closing on the final 8 minutes here of the first half. Motion Leggins out. This is White on the give. Big push up front. Boy, Birdville's offensive front had a massive push against that huge defensive line from Grapevine. But they're winning the battle in the trenches right now. It'll be a 2nd and 2.
And you felt like Grapevine last week won that battle up front, but I'm with you. It's been impressive what the Birdville front has been able to do. Although now you're getting closer and closer, it makes it less likely for the big play. So maybe the bend but don't break could be in play here for the Mustang defense. Birdville's also slowing it down.
Play clock rolls inside 10. Quarterback and Wells, long count, now looks, throwing deep for the end zone, down there, got a man, ball is caught. Held on to it, then battling for it. Brian Kent made that catch. It's his first grab of the night. It's a touchdown. Kent was an all-district receiver. He was the team's leading returning receiver, and Birdville marches down the field to take the lead.
2 touchdown passes now for Zach Wells. He had the 70-yard strike to MJ Hicks, and then that one there, 29 to Brian Kent. That's a tough catch, too. And a guy trying to rip that ball loose, and, boy, completely different feel from last week.
That puts them up 7 on the extra point, so back to a 7-point lead for Birdville, and Zach Wells doing damage through the air. 21-14, Hawks on top. This is Mustang Friday Night on Tradio.
When you're the number 1 Chevy dealer in the world, you have more inventory than anyone. Classic Chevrolet, last chance through Labor Day only. We're offering model year-end savings early on all new 2024 Chevys. Like new Silverados, 14 grand in total savings. Don't miss out on 24s, 14 grand total savings. It's the final days. New Silverados will sell fast. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
21-14 Birdville. Another touchdown strike from Zach Wells. He's had touchdown throws of 70 and 30. And the Hawks now with a 21-14 lead. It was impressive as Grapevine's offense has been with Jalen Holmes. This is probably not what Bob DeBest had in the cards tonight. Probably hoping for more of a low-scoring affair, not wanting to get in a shootout with Birdville. Can Grapevine hold their own? Here's the return by Powers. He's got a nice hole, and he's up to the 34-yard line. Grapevine will have nice field position on a good return by Powers. Here comes that Mustang offense. So now the question becomes, can Grapevine keep up in a game like this?
And I think what you need to be careful of is yes, you want to keep up in terms of scoring, but that doesn't mean you have to play fast. It doesn't mean you have to take a bunch of shots. You can still play your football game, but you need to make sure that you have some more success on first down. It feels like Grapevine's been at second and long for way too much tonight, and that's kind of limited what they can do offensively. So get ahead of those chains a little bit here in this first or second to last drive before the end of the half.
First and 10, Holmes with Contreras in the pistol. Coming near side, the toss, cuts it up. There's a lot of room. Contreras up the sideline, somehow kept his feet and stayed in. Contreras, one big play after another. This time, it's Contreras down the sideline, and now it may be coming back.
And I think Contreras just realized it. They say he stepped out of bounds.
With the 39, I believe, is where they've got this mark.
Oh, that's tough.
And it seemed to be a late call. That was never signaled really until, I believe, until Contreras looked to have crossed the goal line. So the 39-yard line is where they spot that ball.
Boy, trying to get a second look at it here. And he didn't step out at the 39. He might have gotten there in the 38, but where that ball is marked is not where Contreras went out of bounds.
Well, what a powerful run and the ability to stay on his feet. Contreras comes out. Graham's back at running back. Graham not able to turn the corner, strung out that defensive front line. No gain on the play. Well, what a wild first half. Full of big offensive plays. Here comes Contreras back onto the field.
Because that would have been, what, a 60-yard touchdown? Maybe a 65-yard touchdown?
Yeah. What a great read by Holmes, the toss, and then Contreras, a good read, able to cut it up, and then got down the sideline. Contreras now back in the backfield along with Graham. Right is the tight end left. On the give, Graham looking for a bit of a crease, not much there. First man there in Weibu, the defensive end who's had a big first half, made that stop. And got a 3rd down and 7.
Still trying to go back and look at that Contreras play. It kind of feels like last night's NFL game with Isaiah Likely and the tip of the shoe just going right on the sideline. Tough break.
Contreras showed not only the power and the ability to stay on his feet, some game-breaking speed right there too, just to be able to pull away from the secondary. 3rd and 7, big play. 3 receivers, 2 backs. Holmes rolling, looking, still looking. Now he's going to take it and run. Contreras got a nice block at about the 33. That was able to spring Holmes forward. He's close to the 1st down.
And Holmes showed a ton of patience there because as he kicked outside, if he turns on the jets, he ends up outrunning his own blocker. So he takes some time, and they're going to give him the 1st down. I do think, too, as we're getting a second look of it, at least in the booth, Holmes wanted to go deep down the field. He just couldn't turn his body and let it go without getting hit. A good improvisation to pick up the 1st down.
Yeah, he loved it. His eyes were downfield looking, and in the last second, does it with his legs. 1st down, Grapevine. Responding with a terrific drive right here. Graham, now it's Holmes. Takes it, runs. He's at the 25 to the 20, down to about the 15. And he's doing it all tonight here in the 1st half. Coming of age for Jalen Holmes, the young junior quarterback.
And I just don't think you can really discount the fact that they're having success in the air. It's opening things up in the running game, and then vice versa. They play into each other so much. It's not a one-dimensional offense today, and they got a chance to even this thing up in 13 yards.
Whistles and a timeout. This looks to be maybe an equipment issue for Birdville. They've got to bring a man off. That's the outside linebacker in Jacob Martinez. His backup is Javon McDonald. They're going to run another man on here. They'll bring on Jack Chipman to play that outside backer. 1st down for the Mustangs with 4:35 to go until the half. Running right. Here's the toss. Trying to turn the corner. Big hit inside the 10. That is, I believe, carry was Riley going on that carry.
At least the 3rd different back to get the ball out of the backfield.
You know, last week it was Stewart who motioned into the backfield in that 4th quarter and got an option pitch and had a big run. Bob DeBest uses all of his personnel. A lot of different guys can get their hands on the football.
Not your old school triple option.
Graham goes into the pistol behind Holmes. Got a tight end right. Here's the handoff. Graham drives straight ahead and close to the 5.
Had some strong runs there for the freshman in Graham. 5'10", 150 pounds. He's running with a little bit of attitude tonight. I like seeing that, a little change of pace back. They'll bring Contreras back in.
Got a 3rd down and 3 here. You can still get a 1st down. The 3-yard line, get a fresh set of downs. I think, too, that this very well could be 4-down territory for Bob DeBest, the way they're moving the football. Right's up top to the left. Contreras in the pistol.
Really ground in that middle.
Here's the motion. Holmes running the option. He's got the 1st down. He's down to about the 2. Tremendous run by the junior quarterback.
And he may be hurt. In fact, he is. Contreras is calling for him to come out, or calling for the training staff to come out. That's a scary sight.
And the way he was drugged down, hold your breath right here. And such a valiant performance tonight from Holmes. He ran the option just perfect on that play, and then the way he was tackled from behind by Daniel Sandoval, the defensive end, who just kind of put his knee in the back of his leg.
Well, he showed some guts with that run. He's got a bigger defender dragging on him, and Daniel Sandoval carrying him to that first down marker. Looks like he's going to be able to get up and jog off, which is a great sign.
That is a good sign from Holmes.
A little gimpy. Sometimes you worry about that ankle getting caught under when you're tackled like that, but Holmes has had an outstanding ball game.
It's the kind of tackle now that at the professional level, you're starting to see some guys that are fine for that kind of tackle.
It's the Roy Williams rule with that tackle on the shoulder pad. Well, now I wonder if you're going to get the Cooper Towery offense. And
here he comes. It changes the feel of the offense. With Towery, you kind of know what you're going to get. It seemed like when he was in previously tonight, it is a heavy dose of number 8 carrying the football.
And that belldozer style right up the gut.
Contreras, the running back, to his right. Fresh set of downs. First down and goal. Right with a short motion. Towery going to take it, run. Can't get outside. Boy, great closing speed from the outside linebacker, Jacob Martinez. Here comes Holmes. He's coming back in.
And I
believe, a timeout.
Yeah, we're getting a timeout here from Birdville. The Hawks want a chance to get this football back before the end of the second half, or into the second quarter.
Short timeout. We'll step aside with him. 2:22 to go until the half. 21-14, Birdville on top. This is Mustang Friday Night on Tradio.
Can't get enough. No. Just can't get enough. Come on, let's go. Can't get enough. Start the show. Can't get enough. Yeah. Hey. Just can't get enough. Oh, 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 oh.
21-14, Birdville. Second down and goal from the 7. Holmes is back in at quarterback. Graham and Contreras are the running backs. Long count from Holmes. Now the give. It's Contreras. Drives his way past the 5-yard line. I'm going to say he got to the 4.
But pound for pound, I'd like to see a tougher runner than Julian Contreras. Standing at 5'8". I'm scared to give weights because I just gave the wrong weight, but I'll just say that he's not your typical running back. I said earlier that Jake Graham was 150. He's actually 190 pounds. So, give or take.
I put those boards together, so I'll save you. I probably put that down wrong.
It's fine. But, just Contreras, that small frame, but he runs much bigger than that.
And for Graham, just a freshman as well. Big, strong kid. He got some weapons in the backfield.
It's funny, we were told he's not 150 pounds. He's actually 170 pounds last year. As a junior hire, so unless he went on a pretty hardcore diet for some reason between his 8th grade and 9th grade year.
Probably wouldn't earn you a varsity letter as a freshman if you drop 20 pounds. He looks the part, and he's going to be back in that backfield along with Contreras.
I like that. I like having two different. I mean, it almost feels like they both run the same, but just in different body styles.
Tight end that has come in bottom of the screen is Staniel. So watch for him. DJ Wright is the H-back left. Here's Holmes, the option, the toss. Contreras, they read that perfectly. There was nothing doing there. Now decision time for Bob DeBest. Timeout Birdville. 2:05 on the clock. Well, for Bob DeBest, what does he want to do right here? Moreland.
Yeah, I don't mean to cut you off. I would think take the points here.
They're going to.
Right before half, I know Birdville does get the football to start the second half, but trust your defense. They've given up some big plays, but trust them not to give anything up in the final 2 minutes of this second quarter. Take those points and then put yourself in a good position in the second half.
Well, we saw Moreland hit from 20 yards last week. He missed the 30-yarder tonight, but it was just wide right. This should be a chip shot right here. You're looking at about a 21-yard attempt from the far hash. Yeah, you would hate to get down here and not come away with any points.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's already a little bit of frustration because you had it 1st and goal inside the 5. You also thought you had the touchdown earlier when Contreras was ruled to step out at the 39-yard line. So not the 6 that you wanted or the 7 that you wanted, but with where you are in this ball game and where you are coming up on halftime, you're still in a really good spot.
So Moreland, 21 yards. Ryland going, will hold. This to make it a 4-point deficit. Moreland drives this one through. He makes this one in. It's a 21-17 Birdville lead, and now you got a lead on this defense. 2:04 to go in the first half. This is coverage of Mustang Friday night on Tradio. A 21-17 Birdville lead. You got 2:03 left to go in the first half. This might be the most important drive of the whole half coming up.
Yeah, keep it that 4-point ball game. Rely on that defense. The problem the defense has had today is giving up that big play, and it is adamant that you don't allow that to happen here in this final drive.
Moreland, that's away a good kick here. You got to be great on coverage because Hicks is awfully dangerous. He's already made one great return. Here comes another. There is a penalty marker and I believe a face mask back at around the 15. Boy, Hicks is dynamic in the return game. And he's going to give Birdville great field position with 1:56 to go.
At the last kick return, you were able to see some of the moves that he has. This one here just puts his foot down and goes in a straight line, and no one can wrap him up. Trying to look and see where that face mask, and you could see where a defender comes flying in to try and grab him, and all you could get was just the corner of that face mask.
Now this should put Birdville into Grapevine territory. We're just on the other side of the 50.
On the last thing that you wanted, a good return and then a 15-yarder on top of that to give Birdville a really good chance at points.
Both these quarterbacks tonight have been very impressive. And you wondered, was Zach Wells last week? Didn't throw the ball that much. Just a young sophomore, but as good as Jalen Holmes has been, Wells has been equally impressive.
A couple of touchdowns for Wells. Almost 120 yards passing. He's done that efficiently as well.
He's had great protection up front, and another great push, and there goes Leggins. My, oh my. Second time he's gone into the end zone untouched. Well, Chris Smith has dialed up the offensive playbook tonight. Birdville's got a 27-17 lead with 1:49 to go, and Grapevine's just not been able to stop the big play.
And nothing super fancy about this from 46. Just up the middle, and I don't think anybody got a hand on him as he takes it to the house. What a run there by Leggins, his second touchdown.
Extra point is through. The Grapevine now faces their largest deficit of the night at 28-17, and with 1:49 left to go, Grapevine will get the football back, and we come back on Mustang Friday night on Tradio.
Can't get enough. No. Just can't get enough. Come on, let's go. Can't get enough. Start the show. Can't get enough. Yeah. Hey. Just can't get enough. Oh, 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 oh.
28-17 after the 47-yard touchdown run from Lamar Leggins. Birdville's done damage tonight through the run, on the ground and through the air.
If you just count Leggins' touchdown runs, he's got over 100 yards on the ground just through those two.
It was an offense last week for Birdville that produced 222 yards. They've surpassed that here in the first half. They lost 50-14 to Crowley last week as this return from Powers is up to the 24. Crowley is going to be a team to watch this year, 50-14. Their dual threat quarterback in Caleb Williams threw for 213 and ran for 201. So as good as you're seeing Birdville tonight, imagine that Crowley team and the talent they've got.
So a casual 400-plus offense attributed just to the quarterback. That'll do.
Well, here comes Grapevine. Jalen Holmes, as we talked about that previous drive for Birdville, maybe the most important drive of the first half. Well, it only took one play. This becomes a very critical drive here. Because as you talk about, Birdville's going to get the ball to begin the second half.
Even if you can squeak out 3, that's a big win.
Here's Holmes. They're going to run the option here near side. On that toss, Birdville all of a sudden is playing the option perfectly. Nothing there that time on the toss. Coming near side to Bryce Frederick.
Well, and it makes you wonder because of that commitment to stopping the run. Is there a shot down the field that is left in the holster here in the last 135? I would venture to guess yes, there is.
No, they played those safeties close to the line of scrimmage early in the first half. Now that safety Parker Green playing a little bit deeper in the middle. They've got a second down and 10. Holmes is going to throw. They rush 4, and the pressure's coming, and it gets to him. You know, one of the differences, too, tonight has been up front. Birdville has just got such a great push, and they've done a good job of protecting Zach Evans tonight. There, the pocket broke down on Holmes.
It looks timeout. Timeout called, and it's the Mustangs who call it here. So, Birdville's out of timeouts, maybe wanting to take another shot here to see if you can give yourself an opportunity, but now you kind of put yourself in danger of giving the ball back to Birdville before the end of the half, and with that big playability, that should strike some fear in you.
Now, third down, long 14, clock stopped, 1:28 left to go. It's week 2 action here in Texas high school football. Grapevine next week here on their home field gets Everman, and then the gauntlet of that district race begins.
And don't forget last year, the slow start for Grapevine, and then, winning 6 of 7 in district?
It'll be a different challenge this year. You went from the Fort Worth district to what many consider to be one of the best, if not the toughest district in the state, with the likes of Argyle, Colleyville Heritage, towards the top of the district. As here we go on 3rd and 14. Holmes out of a 2-back look. They are going to keep it on the ground. Contreras to the 23. And now you can expect that clock just to roll. They'll try to kick this with maybe a second or so on the play clock.
Got a man down. It's Contreras, it looks like.
And slow to get up and really hobbling on that right leg. The clock stopped at 1:15.
Kind of crawling to the finish line in this first half, and that's not a great thing for Grapevine.
Well, it hurts too, that clock.
Yeah, the clock stops.
You can't fault Contreras. I mean, he gives you everything he's got, and you can tell he's hurt and gets off the sideline, but the clock stops. Now it's going again. Play clock's at 15. You can bet that Holmes is going to sit back here for a while. It's now at 10. Birdville's out of timeouts, and you don't want to give them any more seconds than they can handle. Here's a high snap. Holmes gets it. Well, this is a high kick. It comes down at the 45. Birdville's in a good field position.
There's a flag down, too. I'm not sure who it's on. Right around the line of scrimmage.
Holmes may have taken a shot here as he comes up and again. The penalty marker's at the 26-yard line.
Line of scrimmage was the 24. Well, it looks like it's going to be on Birdville because they're coming over to talk to Bob the Best.
They're hoping. I mean, the way Holmes got up, and I watched more of the ball than I watched Holmes, but you can tell Holmes was hit.
Yeah, and I felt like the flag came out too quick for it to be a roughing call, but I'm not sure.
Now they're bringing this Grapevine defense off. And it's a 5-yard penalty on Birdville, so it didn't have anything to do with Holmes being run into.
A legal procedure is what they end up calling. So pushes them back a little bit, but still great field position for Birdville. And scratching my head a little bit on the timeout after second down. If your third down play is just to run it up the gut, I mean, you end up giving a lot of time back to Birdville to try and put more points on the board.
Yeah, and they have shown the ability to quick strike tonight. You've had 3 plays tonight that came on or 3 drives where the touchdown came on the first play. 70-yard touchdown pass to Hicks, 30-yard touchdown run by Webb, or touchdown pass from Webb to Kent, and then the 47-yard run from Leggett. Back to throw. Here comes the blitz. Gormley. And it is intercepted at the 46-yard line. The pressure was coming from Gormley, and Cooper Towery gets the interception. You got 39 seconds and an absolute gift that was just given to you. Grapevine, can they turn this into points?
And if I'm not mistaken, that's only the second time that pressure has been put on Zach Wells. Both times it's come from Gormley. And if you're Birdville, you were lucky that ball wasn't intercepted and taken back by Cooper Towery. So that completely changes everything. And I feel like we have had 3 or 4 just complete turns of momentum in the span of this last 2 minutes or so of game time.
Well, you're right. If he didn't have to dive for that football, there's nobody in front of him. Grapevine's got it at the 47. 39 seconds and no timeouts. Holmes in the gun, 4-man front for Birdville. Holmes going to set up to throw. Fires, got a man wide open. Close to the sticks at the 42, they've got to hurry. Very close to that first down. They'll stop the clock to move the chains. It is a first.
Well, we got another player, Gimpy, as Luke Stewart makes that catch. And we've seen Holmes, we've seen Stewart, we've seen Contreras in the last 2 drives have to leave.
Yeah, Frederich comes in now. Holmes going to look, quick throw, Frederich caught, hit it at 31. Boy, was he blasted there. He held on to that catch.
And then he gets thrown down by his own teammate.
Cooper Towery pushed him in the back. I think more of just, another man is down here for Birdville. That's James Duvall, the corner. He's kind of writhing in pain, rolling on the ground.
He's grabbing that right leg, and he's ripped the helmet off. He's in some pain.
It has been a physical battle here in the first half tonight.
And that looks like a cramp.
Yep, it does.
We're in an air-conditioned booth, and I feel great.
Right.
They're down there, and
Yep.
I mean, it says 79, but it doesn't feel like 79 down there on the field.
It's muggy tonight. All the rain here in the Metroplex.
All I'm thinking about is what piece of pizza I'm going to get at halftime.
Absolutely. A couple of slices back there. Here's Duvall. He is. You can see him there. He's hobbling off. Duvall is a senior corner. Well, you've got 16 seconds. Ball at the 31-yard line. What are you thinking here? I mean, you've got a good leg in Moreland. You've still probably got some yardage to get in his range, but what do you think, 16 seconds?
Yeah, I've really liked the quick outs towards the sidelines. You've seen that Holmes has been able to make those throws, and they've been there consistently where you're picking up 7-8 yards a pop. So maybe see if that's open down the sideline a couple of more times. Or perhaps you have that as an option and then a seam up the middle because that's been open as well.
Yeah, 2 deep safeties for Birdville. They rush 4. Holmes with time. They're going to take a shot. Going deep. Boozer's there. Incomplete. Good coverage there by the safety over the top and James Minvahar.
It's easy to second guess when you're up top and you got a perfect view of the field. There was a lot of green in front of Holmes if he tucked that down. Now, might have been difficult to ultimately get a shot at the end zone, but would have gotten you a lot closer there for that potential field goal. But can't fault the guy for trying to make a play.
Now you've got 10 seconds to work with. Probably at least in the neighborhood of 10 to 12 more yards for Moreland's range. And only 10 seconds to work with. They take a shot. Holmes looking deep. They are going to have to take a shot.
Got to get rid of it.
4 seconds. Holmes throws. It is caught at the 10. It was juggled and incomplete.
An extra second, incomplete I guess is what they're calling. I thought that ball was caught. An extra second went off. There should be, I believe, some time on this clock.
Boy, and it looked like Kel Thompson had it, and he just couldn't hold on.
Holmes let it go with.
Hold on, I think you're right. They are going to bring him back 1 second. You got 1 second on the clock. You're right. Good call.
Well, hopefully it leads to something. Is there?
Well, Moreland's going to line up. We have not seen, of course, it's early. We saw he had plenty of leg from 30. It was just wide right. So this is, we'll find out how strong that right leg of Cade Moreland is right here. This is going to be from about, going to be at about a 48-yard attempt from the right hash. The hold from Ryland going. It's a good snap, and Moreland's kick not going to have the distance.
He's bringing it out, but he was down.
He was down. So that will bring us to the end of the first half. 28-17. Birdville behind some big plays. They got an 11-point lead. Grapevine's hung right in there. Do they have some magic in store in the second half? We'll come back with a quick recap of our first half. You're watching Grapevine's Mustang Friday night on Tradio.
One location, 4 amazing brands. Grubb's family of dealerships. Located on Highway 114, 25 acres of luxury car shopping. After 75 years of serving the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, we invite you to shop Grubb's Acura, Infiniti, Polestar, and Volvo, all in Grapevine. Our service departments are fully staffed and ready to help with walk-ins or appointments. Start with the best, skip the rest at Grubb's family of dealerships.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
2024 Chevys, like new Silverados, 14 grand in total savings. Don't miss out on 24s, 14 grand total savings. It's the final days. New Silverados will sell fast. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
Halftime here at Mustang-Panther Stadium. Reagan Radcliffe and Brendan Smith with you is Grapevine and Birdville. 2 quarters in the books, 28-17. Birdville with the lead. And, go back to last week, Bob. The best game plan was to get the game into the fourth quarter. You figure it's going to be low scoring tonight. Probably Bob DeBest was hoping for the same results. We've had a shootout here in the first half.
Yeah, and it's been just a plethora of big plays. You've had a 70-yard touchdown pass from Wells to Hicks. You've had a 40-yard run and then a 47-yard run from Leggins, and then Wells has also thrown a 29-yard touchdown pass. So it's been quick scores, and it's also been a Grapevine offense that has looked good as well. It's just, for whatever reason, it's been a bit surprising. The defense has not been able to stop that big play, and that's why you've got an 11-point deficit at the break.
Yeah, that's the strength of this team, the 11 on that defensive side. You're right, they've just not been able to come up with the big plays tonight. Birdville's found seams in the run game and through the air. But how about the positive side on the offensive side? What you're seeing from Jalen Holmes, and you talked about it in the pregame tonight, week 1 to week 2, you should see some of the most improvement from your team, and I think number 10 tonight has shown that.
And you saw that from that first touchdown pass that Holmes had, where the entire Birdville defense was probably within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, and he ends up lobbing one up one-on-one to Luke Stewart, hits him in stride for a nearly 70-yard touchdown. So that's a sign, I think, as we talked about, not just that's positive for tonight, it's positive for what this team's ultimately going to want to do when things really do get cranked up in a couple of weeks when you get to district.
Seen a lot of guys carry the football tonight for Grapevine. Contreras, Jake Graham, the young freshman, Sanchez. They do a lot of things, seem like, formation-wise, to get the ball in the hands of a lot of different players.
They have, and you think, too, with Contreras, how different it would look if he didn't have his toe step on the sideline. He had what would have been about a 65-yard touchdown that was called back, and that changes the feelings of the half. So they've done a good job of putting it. It's not just the Contreras show that you felt like it was last week. Grapevine's put the balls in the hands of a lot of different playmakers to see what they were able to do. And now, hopefully, the offense can continue that, but you get more stops defensively.
28-17 our score at the half. Birdville on top. We will step aside for a break, let you enjoy the halftime show, and we'll also have our first half statistics from our statistician, Mason Mears. All that's to come here. Friday Night Football in Grapevine, where it's 28-17, Birdville on top of the Mustangs here on Mustang Friday Night on Tradio.
It's Stacy's Labor Day sale, and this year we're celebrating by giving you our biggest savings of the season.
Relax in style for less. We have power reclining sofas starting at $8.98 and power sectional starting at only $29.98.
And get your best night's sleep on our new rocking adjustable base. That's right, Stacy's is the first to offer this brand new technology, and trust me, you'll sleep like a baby.
Shop today during Stacy's Labor Day sale, and remember, if you're shopping at Stacy's,
You're shopping with family, and you're not burning money.
Mustang-Panther Stadium here on this Friday night. Reagan Ratcliffe and Brendan Smith, and it's 28-17 Birdville as we get ready for the third quarter. A look at our first half stats and some surprising numbers here. Would you be shocked if I told you that Grapevine has more yards offense than Birdville, 297 to 221, but it really comes down to the fact that Grapevine's had time of possession. Birdville's one of the leads right now on big plays.
Yeah, and those big plays have come in the form of a 70-yard touchdown, a 30-yard touchdown, a couple of 40-plus yard touchdown runs as well for Birdville. And so, yeah, whenever you're scoring on the first play of the drive, you're not going to dominate time of possession. But it's been Birdville that offensively has really caused some problems for Grapevine. So as they come out onto the field, they're going to look really defensively to get back to what they did last week. Because if you had this offense with the defense you saw last week, I don't think Grapevine would be coming in at 1-0.
Comparison to the quarterback numbers. Zach Wells for Birdville, 3 of 5, 107 yards, the 2 touchdowns, 1 interception late there on that last drive. Holmes for Grapevine, really been impressive. 6 of 9, 143 yards. Also on the ground, 7 rushes for 31. We've seen the maturation process of the junior quarterback as Holmes had a big first half.
Yeah, he's made the tough throws down the field. He's made the throws towards the sidelines, and he's made good decisions when it hasn't been there, and he's needed to tuck it down and run to pick up some yards for his team as well. So he's battled. There's been, physical game, which I think is something that everybody expected. Guys have been limping off the field, and now Grapevine's going to see if they can get things rolling once again and erase this 11-point deficit.
It's also interesting to look at the rushing numbers. Julian Contreras, 10 carries, 99 hard-earned yards tonight. On the other side, for Birdville, 2 carries for Lamar Leggins. He's gone house on both of them for 102.
Yeah, 2 for 102 and 2 scores is pretty impressive. But also for Contreras, not only 10 for 99, he's got that pass out of the backfield for 48 yards as well. So he's up over 130 for the second consecutive game.
Third quarter action, we're ready to go. Grapevine will kick it away. Cade Moreland will tee it up. You got to think they're going to try to keep this away from number 5, Jaden Hicks up top. He has had 2 outstanding returns. What do you know? It's going to go right to him. He's a magnet. He dropped the football at the 8, picked it up. He is awfully dangerous, and he stumbles to the 21. So Birdville will set up shop, first down and 10 at their own 21-yard line. Zach Wells, a sophomore quarterback, leads the charge as the Hawks will get it deep in their own territory.
Adjustment-wise, we'll see what Grapevine has elected to do. It hasn't necessarily been the deep ball that's happened, but really it's been just gashing this defense right up the gut, and they've got to be able to solve that in the middle of the field.
Well, look at Leggins. He is the running back to the right of Wells, and when he's carried the football, nobody's put a hand on him yet. It is, as much as we talk about the ground game numbers for Birdville, what's been most impressive is the push they've gotten up front. The offensive line has really been stout tonight. They got a tight end left, and they are going to go to the air. Wells, quick pass up top, caught by M.J. Hicks. Pick up of close to 4.
There might have been a situation when they thought everybody in the stadium was saying they're going to give the ball to Leggins on the first play. So quick play action, see if you can bust something outside.
It's a Birdville team that lost their top running back and receiver to graduation. Jalen Davis led their team in rushing last year with 535 yards. Caleb Kelly, their top receiver, 714. So Chris Smith, first-year head coach from South Lake Carroll, has really had to revamp this offense. As here's Wells, the pocket breaks down. There's a big hit at the 28. Boy, there was all sorts of red jerseys in the neighborhood. Luke Gormley was there, along with Cooper Towery. Cedric Hicks was also in on the party.
I thought I saw Tatum Evans as well, and then Brady Stanier is back there and took a little bit of a pop. He seems to be okay, but Big's chance for a 3-and-out to begin this second half, 3rd and 4. They're going to press the receivers at least 3 out of the 4.
Wells looking at that sideline. Offensive coordinator Brendan Whitaker. Plenty of time. Play clock at 12 as he changes the play. Snap back, and he lost the football. It's on the turf. Mustangs may have it. Boy, would this be a turn of the tide. Grapevine's got it. Cedric Hicks, the sophomore, came out of there with it, and Grapevine has the football. I don't know that Zach Wells was ready.
I don't know what he was looking at. He called for the snap. The ball hit him really between the both twos on his chest, and it looked like he had no idea where it was coming. So a huge break for Grapevine, deep in their own territory.
At the 23 of Birdville. So their first drive, their best starting field position of the night. Here comes Jalen Holmes.
And you can see it. We got our replay working, and Graham just taking, or excuse me, Wells just taking that right in the chest.
Tight end is Stewart right. Full house backfield here. One receiver up top. Play clock at 10. Holmes on the give. Contreras stood up. Nothing doing off that left side. Birdville's defensive front four at times tonight has been really strong. Not right there. Again, running the direction of Chi Uwegbu, the defensive end up top, and he's had an outstanding night. Second down and 10. You know, being behind the chains, we talked about earlier tonight, that's obviously not Grapevine's game, but this has not been situations that have caused Jalen Holmes to speed up. He's been good tonight in second and long. They're going to throw it here. That long out, the pass is caught. Boy, great throw to Kel Thompson. He put it right on the money.
Yeah, the timing on those routes have been outstanding today. Not just on that one there to Thompson. We've seen on the other side of the field as well. Stewart's gotten involved. And so that's a throw that Holmes is comfortable making, and it's picked up good chunks of yardage time and time again.
Third down 3 for Grapevine. And you've got options now. Obviously, Contreras, Birdville will be centered in on him. The running back to the left. Graham's the freshman. You got two wideouts and an H-back and right. Play clock at 5. Birdville looks to be bringing the house. The give to Graham. He drives forward close to the sticks. At the 14, they needed to get close to the 13 for that first down. It is awfully close. I think he's a little bit short.
And based on the personnel here, they're going to have fourth down. They're going for it. Yeah, they're keeping the offense on the field.
Down 11 and needing maybe a little bit less than a yard. Jalen Holmes and the offense after the forced turnover. Kind of knock on the door. They're deep in Birdville territory. Huge play right here. Contreras and Graham are the running backs. They put a man in motion. Here's the give. Contreras, I don't think he's going to get it. He dives forward to the 15, and Birdville had him in his sights. The Hawks make the stand, and Grapevine turns it over on downs.
And Contreras still doesn't look 100% as he gets up. Had 3 in the background, a lot of moving parts there, but just to dive right up the middle and nothing doing for Grapevine. So that's a couple of times they've been deep in Birdville territory with an opportunity for points and have not been able to come away with anything.
And they've had 2 missed field goals tonight. And now this turnover on downs, and so Birdville, after they turn the ball over on their opening drive, deep in their own territory, they get the football back now here at their own 15. Mustangs going to load the box here. Leggins on the handoff, cuts it back. Boy, he's got a great burst. He's at 25. He may have lost the football.
I think he did.
Grapevine says they've got it. Leggins,
I'm going to say he's down, I guess.
At the first down marker at the 25.
Well, there's a start. He's not in the end zone right now, so that's a start for the Grapevine defense.
3 carries for about 112 yards tonight. 2 touchdowns for Leggins. Now, Anthony White comes back in. White's a little change of pace. Leggins, much bigger running back than White. We'll motion him out. It's actually not White, it's Jaden Hicks, the receiver who's coming at the running back. Wells, an empty back. Empty set's going to take it, run. He is hit hard, but boy, he applied a hit
yeah.
to Thomas Powers at about the 33. Wells is a bit of a load for a quarterback.
He was not afraid of that contact. You said it. He delivered the blow.
He's a stout quarterback, and yeah, he did. He gave a shot kept on, to Powers' credit, he got right back in the mix, made the tackle from behind. 2nd and 2 now.
It's a strong run from the young sophomore.
Grapevine walks the outside linebacker up in Luke Heck. Now they'll back him out. Long throw to the sideline. It is incomplete. Well, that's one of the hardest throws for a quarterback. It's a long throw to the sideline of Jaden Hicks, and he just kind of airmailed it.
And now a war of words going on right now. Ashton Player and Mark Hicks. Something to say after that play on the sideline. Just a little bit too high of a throw. Yeah, you could see those two going after it.
3rd down and 2. A lot of weapons on the field here for Birdville. Starting with number 10, Lamar Leggins, the running back. Jaden Hicks has had a big night. He's in the slot left at the bottom of your picture.
If I'm Birdville, I give this to Leggins and feel like I've got a first down.
3rd and 2. Here he is. He is stood up at the line. Great push that time. They're going to give him forward progress, but that's just back to the line of scrimmage. Boy, that may have been the best push we've seen tonight from this Grapevine defensive front line.
Yeah, and that's no small task because we've talked about how much of a bear it is to try and bring down Lamar Leggins. So this defense up to the task, keeping them connected here early in the 3rd quarter.
So back deep is Thomas Powers. But again, keeping it close and getting into the 4th quarter is what Bob DeBest wants to do. You're down 11. And again, some personnel issues here for Grapevine. They're missing a man, maybe they're not. Now they got to hustle a man off, and they may have to. Well, Birdville burns the timeout.
That's a break.
Well, you're not kidding. That was Christian Fredericks that came racing on. But they were a man short.
They were short. I counted 10.
Yeah,
they had an 11th guy go out there, and boy, the timeout for Birdville, that's a break for Grapevine. It's at least the 4th or 5th time there's been confusion on personnel. And based on that body language, it might have been Dallas Davis who was supposed to be on the field.
Still early in the year, and you expect some of those things, but again, that's some of those things that Bob DeBest talked about that probably going to see in week 1. Don't want to see those as much in week 2. We've seen a lot tonight.
It feels like we've seen more than in week 1.
Powers to return. He stands back inside his own 35. Grapevine brings pressure. Nearly had it blocked. Powers made that catch in traffic at the 40-yard line. Nice running catch. Sure-handed Thomas Powers. Grapevine's got a good field position to start this drive back at their own 40. Grapevine football down 28-17. 3rd quarter action brought to you by Classic Chevrolet tonight. Reagan Ratcliffe, Brendan Smith, Mason Mears, our statistician, as the Mustangs have got it at their own 40.
Well, and it feels like it's been pretty solid field position consistently for Grapevine so far tonight. They had that first possession of the second half after the fumble. That was deep into Birdville territory. Couldn't get points. Now starting at the 41.
2 backs. One to the right of Holmes. That's Graham, the freshman. Contreras is in the pistol behind him. Low snap. Holmes handles it, tosses it behind Stewart. But Stewart, did he get back on the football? He did. The 40 or the 36-yard line. The first time that Holmes has not had a great toss, that was behind Stewart. Great job by the receiver to get back on it.
There's a little bit of a late pitch, I think, from Holmes. Obviously, the throw was low, or the snap was low and on the turf. And he tried to make something happen, and luckily for Grapevine that Stewart's able to corral that football, or it would have been a really untimely turnover.
2nd down and long here for Grapevine. They had 297 yards of offense in the first half. They haven't got that motor churning yet here in the 3rd. Play action. Holmes delivers. Great catch on that comeback at the 45. Boy, if he somehow is able to put it on Stewart, he's got a kind of a one-on-one out there. Yeah, 3rd down at about 6.
I'm not sure if he was able to step fully into that throw. Also had a receiver on the swing route, Contreras, out of the backfield, and he had time. He just let that one go a little bit low, and Stewart wasn't able to do a whole lot after the catch.
3rd and long, 6 at the 45.
Maybe an out to the sideline. It's been such a good play, and you need 6 yards. That's a play that's been getting you that consistently.
Bunch receivers, both sides. Holmes to throw. Looking, stepping into it, going deep, double coverage for Stewart, and it's incomplete.
Boy, they had Cade Thompson on that out, standing wide open at the sticks for an easy first down. Instead, take the shot to Stewart, looking for the big play, and Grapevine's going to have to punt.
And Holmes back on to punt. For the 3rd time tonight, Holmes has punted. 31-yard average last week. 4th and 6, they send one man back. Gets it away, and it's a good one. A little wobbly kick, hoping for a Grapevine bounce. They get it. Hicks at the 12. Boy, he's dangerous up to the 20. Boy, a huge hit by Tatum Evans. There's a penalty marker as well.
That was right before that hit, so that hit's, I don't think, going to be the one that's penalized.
Send Jaden Hicks flying. Maybe a block in the back, possibly. I think it is. About the 23-yard line. So this should be coming back.
They picked it up, I believe, so
wow.
there won't be a penalty.
We're watching our monitor here, and it sure looked like a block in the back about the 23-yard line.
We're getting another look on the monitor, and well, maybe there was no push.
It's very light if it was.
I think Stewart fell initially, got up, and was trying to re-engage with the play, and probably a good decision to pick up the flag.
Birdville's ball at their own 27. Here's White, some nifty maneuvering. He's into the secondary, cuts it back, and there he goes down the sideline. Can Gormley catch him at the 20? And he does at about the 11. Another huge play for Birdville.
And there's Leggett. You can see him at the top of your screen. He's getting involved and letting his backup running back know how much he appreciates that run. And Gormley saves a touchdown, but another big play on the ground as Birdville has really been impressive with the ground game.
Birdville rushed for 106 last week against Crowley. And tonight, they're well up over 200 yards. On first down, White on the carry. Tackle made by Cooper Towery, the outside linebacker. Maybe it's Brady Boozer on the outside. You know that stuff.
Now it really comes down to this point as you're getting late into the 3rd quarter. It's no touchdown zone right here. 3 points you can live with. You keep it a 14-point game and then see what you can do the rest of the way. A touchdown really makes it difficult to start doing the math to think about coming out on top tonight.
Closing in on the final 4 minutes here of this 3rd quarter. Wells with pressure coming, throws over the middle, and that's a touchdown for Birdville. He hit Tristan Spain with the blitz coming, one-on-one coverage, and he put it right on Spain. And there's that touchdown you talk about. And now it's a steep mountain for Grapevine, down 34-17.
Well, now 3 touchdowns for Wells. That's a pretty easy pitch and catch. Not a whole lot to that route, just a slant over the middle. And Spain's got the touchdown, and now, you're looking at a 35-17 deficit with under 20 minutes, or rather under 17 minutes to try and get something done.
Yeah, this was a 14-14 game at the end of the 1st quarter. Birdville's pulled away. They've got a 35-17 lead now, 4:09 to go in the 3rd. This is Mustang Friday Night on Tradio.
Can't get enough. No. Just can't get enough. Come on, let's go. Can't get enough. Start the show. Can't get enough. Yeah. Just can't get enough. Oh.
Birdville beginning to pull away now, 35-17, 4:09 remaining in this third quarter. Minivar to kick it away. Dallas Davis and Linnell Randolph deep to return for the Mustangs. Minivar's kick, that slight wind will come down. This will be Randolph from the 5. Randolph plows his way up to about the 26, maybe the 27.
A little extra push, probably the best return we've seen from this return team for Grapevine.
Well, now a sense of urgency has to set in here for Grapevine. 4:01 to go in the third. It's an offense that has moved the football tonight up and down the field, but missed opportunities, 3 drives particularly.
Yeah, missed opportunities, and we talked about 2 missed field goals. One of those was a pretty long one at the end of the half, but yeah, you get the ball deep in territory, you're not able to score. You miss that field goal on a chip shot, and that's at least 6-point difference, and you're looking at the difference in a 3-possession or a 2-possession game right there. So makes it difficult here with just 4 minutes left in the third.
Start this drive at their own 28. It's Contreras on that run left. It's been tough yardage tonight on that left side with the likes of Chief, Uwegu, the defensive end up high, and Hunter Grant, the outside linebacker. Pick up a 3.
Yeah, the overall numbers for Julian Contreras, he's over 100 yards. He's got that nearly 50-yard catch, but really since those first couple of drives, it's been really difficult for the running back to find any space at all. I think Birdville's adjusted really well.
2nd down and 7.
Still playing the run well, but you can see how far back they're playing that secondary, which is a big change from what we saw early in the ballgame.
Mustangs took advantage of those safeties coming up. Here's Holmes going to throw, quick out. He's been on target with those throws tonight. Short, pitch and catch.
You almost just want to keep doing it until it's stopped. That's it, 5 or 6 of them, and each one has gained at minimum that right there. So that's the play that you were hoping, or at least personally I wanted to see run. 3rd down and maybe medium last time out. It's picking up chunks, kind of an extension of the running game.
3rd down 3. Another critical 3rd down that Grapevine's got to convert right here. Cannot afford to give Birdville the football back. The clock's becoming more of a factor now. Down 3 scores. Full house backfield for Grapevine on 3rd and 3. Holmes pulls it, now pitches it. Getting outside, they've got the first down. Big hit at the 41. And probably a targeting right here. That's James Duvall, the corner, and more than likely that'll be his last play of the night.
And he might have made matters worse on himself because he didn't realize the flag had been thrown. He jumped up to had something to say. And so there's 2 flags on the ground, and that looked like lowering the crown of the helmet and going right into the ball carrier.
This should push the ball into Birdville territory. Boy, how the game has changed. Several years ago, that's a hit that you get fired up about. Coaches would pat you on the back for, and Duvall's going to get with targeting now with the head injuries and what we know. Duvall with that penalty for targeting push that into
I don't necessarily think that was a play where he was trying to do anything to injure the guy. I think that was he was lowering his head to make a tackle. The defender or his teammate had pulled the ball carrier down, and ends up being a targeting call. So he'll exit. A little bit of frustration as he leaves the field.
Yeah, the ball's gone. And now onto the field is Denilson Arungu. He's going to switch sides. Now the corner coming over the near side is James Murray. And there is time on the field here, 2:26. If Grapevine took a timeout, or Birdville, it's 35-17 Hawks, and we've got a timeout on the field with 2:26.
Yeah, I didn't see the signal one way or the other.
Well, Grapevine gets the ball in the Hawks territory. I think maybe the most positive sign tonight for Grapevine is you're seeing an offense is becoming more multidimensional.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing you got to remember, and it's probably old hat for people that are Grapevine fans. You understand that that real season starts when you get to district, and a lot of this is kind of gearing yourself up and getting ready for that. So maybe you take some lumps, but I think there's been some positive things from the first 2 games to build upon. I'm not saying this one's done at all, but I think there's some positive signs moving forward, something you can build on from these first 2 ball games.
Duvall has come back in, so he's not been ejected for targeting. And I guess with the timeout, he's allowed to come back on. He's on the field here. First down and 10. Holmes throwing deep down the right side. Not there. Double covered. It's Contreras on the wheel route.
Yeah, double covered, but then you had two guys double covered. You had 2 red jerseys, 4 white jerseys. That was a low percentage toss there. They've taken a couple of shots, and Birdville since early on has done a nice job of keeping those big chunk plays, those big splash plays to a minimum.
2:12 to go in the third. Second down and 10 for the Mustangs. Jalen Holmes, who only threw the ball 7 times.
Got 6 seconds. They got to hustle.
Yeah, they do. Play clock's at 3, at 2, at 1. They're not going to get it off. Play clock's down to 0. So they'll back this up 5. Unless they got a timeout called before that play clock ran out.
I think they did.
Bob DeBess over on the sidelines, he did get it called, so we'll take that with him. 2:12 to go in the third. 35-17, Birdville leading here on Mustang Friday night on Tradio. Back to Mustang-Panther Stadium. Reagan Ratcliffe, Brendan Smith. We've got 2:12 left to go in the third. 35-17, Birdville. A second down and 10 as Grapevine did get that timeout called right before the play clock expired. Holmes, a long count. And the play action. And his pass right on target at the 35-yard line. Caught by Goen. Ryland Goen, the junior wideout.
6 to 8 yard routes. Been good on-target throws from Jalen Holmes today.
It's another third down and short, and here's where Grapevine has had troubles tonight.
Really haven't tried to convert a lot of these through the air. Might like to see maybe mixing it up a little bit.
It's been a lot of the zone read or the option here on third and short. Let's see what Bob DeBess has in mind. Getting out to hurry as it's down to 5 seconds. Have a 2-back look. Holmes pulls it, pitches. He's got a man out there. First down yardage. Going up the sideline. He's hit, and they're going to draw a penalty. It will add 15 to that run on a great pitch on the option. Probably going on that first down.
Yeah, be the late hit, but also looking at that play, that might have been a forward pass. It might not have been a run. It's a good job by Holmes. He shows a lot of patience, letting that defender get a little bit closer and creating a really good angle on the pitch.
Yeah, I think you're right. That was forward where Goen was. I don't think that would go down as passing yardage for Holmes. That's going to move it to the 11. Here in the final minute of the third quarter. Well, a touchdown here would give you some hope going into the fourth. A long ways to go. Desperately needing points, more specifically a touchdown. This will be Holmes on a little waggle play, throwing, got a man open, touchdown. The Ryland Goen show on that drive. Holmes with his second touchdown pass of the night. Mustangs aren't going away.
Yeah, Ryland Goen back-to-back plays. It's a little bit of a new wrinkle, play action and then roll the quarterback out to the right. That's an easy pitch and catch, so yeah, give you some hope. Trying to get this thing back to 11 in the third quarter.
Moreland hits it through. So the defense now has got to rise to the occasion. 35-24, Birdville, 1:15 to go in the third. Here on Mustang Friday night on Tradio.
Can't get enough. No. Just can't get enough. Come on, let's go. Can't get enough. Start the show. Can't get enough. Yeah. Just can't get enough. Oh.
Mustangs pulled to within 11. Numbers on Jalen Holmes now, 12 of 17 for 197 and 2 touchdowns.
And the bomb to Stewart. And then on the rollout to Ryland going there to get you right back in the ball game.
Big night for the junior quarterback. Now can this defense get a stop? It's fumbled by Hicks. He picks it up at the 15. And he stood up, not going to get back to the 20. So Birdville deep in their own territory. And the strength of this team that has really been put to the test tonight here in Grapevine. You see a little extracurricular going on the sidelines there. The Mustangs defense forced one turnover tonight. They've got to find a way to get a stop.
And the turnover they forced, it was one that was sort of handed to them. So you got big number 43 there. And Bradley Stanyard just committed to Kansas State. See him make his get his fingerprints all over this football game.
Now the sophomore quarterback tonight, Zach Wells, has been outstanding for Birdville. Big runs from Lamar Leggins. We're starting to see more of Anthony White in that last drive. Now White back at running back. A 3-receiver set. I say White, this is actually Leggins, and it's Wells who pulls it. Oh my, Wells takes off. Another huge play. This time Wells in a foot race. He is finally drugged down at the 6-yard line. Got a late flag too on the tackle. Well, every time Grapevine has gotten back in the ball game, Birdville has responded with a massive play.
And it's Zach Wells, a guy that we haven't seen with that type of speed tonight. Wait, yeah, you're right. Every time you get right back in it, just an immediate gut punch from this Birdville offense.
Now, Zach Wells, Chris Smith, head coach, and his quarterback, Zach Wells, has been outstanding. Chris Smith, though, last 4 years, offensive coordinator at South Lake Carroll. They talk about him being one of the top offensive minds in the state of Texas. He was the offensive line coach and offensive coordinator. You see the personal foul here on Grapevine. He has put together a masterful plan tonight on the offensive end.
I mean, the chunk plays have come just at an alarming rate, so he's got to be thrilled with that. They do get the personal foul, get you half the distance to the goal here, and you got a couple of options if you're Birdville to potentially get that score right back.
Lamar Leggins, the running back. It'll be Leggins. Hit, stopped at the 2. You're really seeing two of that. I would say two of the top offensive minds in the game. Bob DeBez, who we talked last week, 38 years in the college ranks, offensive coordinator, a lot of great programs across the country. We just mentioned Chris Smith's resume.
And two different styles, which is fun. You know, you start to see that chess match that's played between, the spread offense, the option offense. And both have put up some points tonight.
2nd and goal at the 2. Final seconds of the third quarter. Leggins again. Stood up. Hicks, the sophomore, nose guard. Stopped him again at the 2. Will be the final play of the third. Well, Mustangs, bow in their neck, trying to make a goal line stand right here. We'll head to the final 12 minutes of this one. 35-24, Mustangs keeping it close. Birdville at the 2-yard line when we come back as we go to the fourth here on Mustang Friday night on Tradio.
One location, 4 amazing brands. Grubb's family of dealerships. Located on Highway 114, 25 acres of luxury car shopping. After 75 years of serving the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, we invite you to shop Grubb's Acura, Infiniti, Polestar, and Volvo, all in Grapevine. Our service departments are fully staffed and ready to help with walk-ins or appointments. Start with the best, skip the rest at Grubb's family of dealerships.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
(35-24) Birdville. They've got the ball at the 2-yard line to begin the fourth quarter. A 3rd down and goal coming up. And I think 2 down here. Maybe Chris Smith could be thinking 4 down territory, but first things first, 3rd down. Got a big back in Lamar Leggins.
Yeah, it's not a bad thought at all because you kick the field goal and you make a 2-possession game a 2-possession game. So run the football and try to give yourself a 3-possession lead with just under 12 minutes left in that half, or in that fourth quarter.
Different look in the backfield now as White has come in. 2 receivers short side. They've really loaded up the right side. White carries close to the goal line, right at the goal line. He didn't get in.
Oh, that's
He's
close.
just short. 4th down and inches.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question Birdville's going to go for this one. That's a tough play to keep him out of the end zone, but it's even more difficult now. You can see Stanier right in the middle of that. Just inches short. Could be your ball game right here.
They brought Evans down to a defensive end. They load the box. 4th and goal. Matter of inches. Wells on the give. Touchdown. He spun around. White got in. And Birdville extends that lead to 41-24.
Yeah, just too much strength up front. It's the big chunk plays that have just continued to bite Grapevine tonight. And that may be the ultimate undoing.
Extra point, Minhavar has been perfect tonight. Continues that trend. 42-24. The Mustangs running out of time and down big now. 18. A 3-possession game. When we come back. 11:13 to go in this one here on Mustang Friday night on Tradio. One-yard touchdown run from Anthony White has given Birdville a 42-24 lead with 11:13 to go in the ball game. Both these teams falling last week in week 1. Grapevine just a 4-point loss to Frisco Wakeland. Birdville was hammered by Crowley 50-14, but this is a talented Birdville team. Big play capability tonight. Grapevine's been tough and resilient. Got to respond here. This low line drive kick goes over the head of Powers. Mustangs will have it at their own 25.
So you're probably going to see that same style of offense. Not a huge hurry-up type of feel to it. And maybe just trying to, hey, let's continue to work on what we've been working on this week in practice, get some of that on game film, and then build on that going into next week. You get that 18-point deficit, and it'll take a miracle to get yourself back in it tonight, but still lots that you can still work on and in today with a positive taste in your mouth.
Now, this is a young Grapevine team. On the offensive side, they lost 7 all-district performers to graduation. real impressed tonight with the junior quarterback at Holmes. He's taken some huge steps tonight, closing in on 200 yards through the air. Here is a pass, and he is up over 200 now. First down yardage. The catch made by Thompson. He has put that ball in the hands of a lot of different guys tonight.
He really has. Yeah, we saw the going drive last time out. Thompson here. Stewart had the big touchdown back in the first. So, yeah, Holmes is using everybody.
Mustangs at their own 41. Out of a two-back look. White is the H-back to the right of the formation. Holmes on the option, going to keep it. Smart decision. And he gets a couple.
I agree with you. Smart decision, and it's a decision that he hasn't made a ton tonight. Not because it hasn't been there, just because he's felt like the right play has been to pitch. And for the most part, it has been tonight. There, keeps it, picks up a couple.
It's a young Grapevine team. They're also playing without a couple of key players. Ian Hatton, all-district tight end, is out right now, battling injury. On the other side, Michael Yatorka, a linebacker that they're without. They're hoping to get some key pieces back soon. Second down, 7. Holmes zips it in and out of the hands, incomplete. Luke Stewart, that's one of the few drops tonight.
I might have been thinking about what he wanted to do after the catch. Had James Mueri charging in on him, just couldn't secure the ball.
Be a third down and 7. Clock stop, 9:52 to go here in the fourth. Two backs, they stay with Contreras and Graham. Split receivers out to each side. Here on 3rd and 7. Birdville showing blitz. They bring it. Holmes pumps, goes deep, one-on-one, down the right side. And we wait on a flag. It's incomplete. Well, it looked like the referee on that far side was reaching for his flag. There was some bumping up top. It's incomplete. And man down right now. I believe that intended receiver was,
Luke Stewart. Looks like a cramp he's got, too. The Birdville staff understands that, and they'll jump in before the Grapevine staff gets over.
And a fourth down coming up. Holmes will stay on to punt this one his way. Look at Stewart coming off the field. He's been a big part of the passing game tonight.
Yeah, they've liked him a lot, and especially deep. He's been their deep threat tonight.
Back deep now for Birdville. Jaden Hicks. You assume kick it away from him. He has been electric tonight in the return game. A timeout by Birdville. They're going to be thinking possibly a 4th and 7, this part of the field, maybe a fake. They want to make sure everybody's lined up right.
And you got to figure with Holmes as your punter that there's some fakes in that playbook. It's a matter of when you want to pull it out, and now's probably not the time when you're down 18 in the fourth in a non-district game. But that is something I'm going to be interested to see at some point. I'd be willing to bet that a big play is made out of that punt formation because of what Jalen Holmes is able to do.
We've seen his arm strength tonight. Last week we did not see that. There was a lot of short passing game tonight. If anything, you take a positive from tonight, I think it's the maturation of Jalen Holmes, and his arm is a little stronger than what I thought.
Well, and the fact, too, when he's missed some of these guys deep, he's overthrown them. And so it shows you how strong that arm has been. And there has also been times those intermediate routes where I thought he's been really accurate.
Yeah. Snap to Holmes. He will kick it away. He gets away a high, hanging, knuckleball kick. Nice Mustang roll. This will die inside the 10, be picked up at the 8. With 9:33 left to go, that clock is the 12th man now for Birdville. And here comes Zach Wells in the Hawks offense.
Now you would assume they're going to come out and keep this ball on the ground as much as they possibly can. try and milk some of that clock. It felt like such a short game last week because there really wasn't any passing game from either side to speak of. So it's been much different tonight.
It's been a two-headed monster tonight for the Hawks in the backfield. With Lamar Leggins and Anthony White, really you could say three with the quarterback and Zach Wells. Again, this is a Birdville team playing without their true starter and all-district quarterback who was lost to injury during the summers. There's a big hit. Stanier there to hit Lamar Leggins. They lost their quarterback in Noah Norman, who threw for over 2,200 yards and 21 touchdowns last year. So they're going to try to grow right now with a young sophomore quarterback in Wells.
Where's that number 22? He was looking like a running back earlier tonight.
He may have been a running back on the roster.
One of those guys just listed as an athlete on the roster. It's always good to have a handful of those.
They're second and 11. On the keeper, Wells tackled back at the 5. Nice hit in the open field by Luke Heck. Heck's been around the football tonight. It'll be a third down and 13. Clock rolling inside 8.5. Birdville can afford to drain that clock. Play clock is down at 10. Wells with 1 on the clock. On the handoff, Leggins outside, tackled, and you got to watch out here. As Gormley slung him down.
I was halfway with how many flags we've seen tonight. I was expecting that one to be thrown. I'm glad it wasn't.
Yep.
And maybe Gormley let up a little bit once he realized where he was, but he was a good 10 feet off the sideline.
4th and 7. Powers will be deep to return. A lot of whistles here at 7:35.
And really for Chris Smith, that drive accomplishes exactly what you want it to. It takes, close to 3 minutes off the clock. We're that much closer to ending this thing.
Nearly blocked by Boozer. Bounce at the 40. Oh, great bounce here for Birdville. He's going to roll into Mustang territory. Had a chance to have really good field position. Still going to be decent. We'll be back at the 43.
About a 15 to 20 yard bounce. So again, just like the last drive, try to get some of those positive vibes, something you can look at film this weekend and feel good going into a matchup against Everman next week.
Some confusion over here on the sideline. And I think they're going to bring in a different quarterback here. Is Cooper Towers, who they were calling on. So with 7:07 left to go, Towery come in at quarterback. And when he's been in tonight, it has been really just a heavy dose of number 8 taking the football and running.
Yeah, Holmes still standing right on the sideline, waiting to come in.
Towery looking for a crease. He gets a nice pick up to the 47. Now Holmes will come in. It may have been, it looked like just down the side, there was some kind of equipment issue. You know, if Holmes didn't have the right wristband, or it was something that wasn't quite right. He is back on the field now.
And that may be one of the biggest things that Grapevine wants to clean up this week. Too much pre-snap confusion tonight.
Yeah, that has stood out tonight, really from the very outset.
Yeah.
First drive. We're going to 2nd down and 6. 6.5 to go in the 4th. On the motion, the give. There's a nice hole right there for Contreras to run through into Birdville territory to the 47.
I feel like Birdville's done a good job of controlling Contreras since those first couple of possessions of this game. The numbers overall are going to look great, but he was really effective in the first quarter. And Birdville's been able to corral him ever since.
3rd down and 1 for Grapevine. No, first down. They did move the sticks here. First down at the 48 of the Hawks with 5:50 to go in the game. A lot of room here for Holmes, who pulls it. The 46. They close quickly. Tackle again made by that outside linebacker, and number 45, Hunter Grant.
Yeah, I thought the same thing when he said lots of room, and then before you know it, there's 2 guys right on him. So Birdville does a good job of covering that option play.
I'll bring Riley going back on for Jake Graham. Mustangs will get Everman at home next week. It's been a storied program for Everman through the years. There's been some down years, it's been some lean years here recently. There's Holmes, steps and throws. Juggled and dropped. Incomplete. Everman was a team that was typically battling, making deep playoff runs and winning some state titles at the lower levels, 3A, 4A levels, and made that climb up to 5A. It's not quite the same program that it's been in years past. It'll still be a great test next Friday.
The one thing we didn't talk about today, and something that Coach DeBest said to you in the pregame interview, is they played, I think you said 3 different times against Birdville 7-on-7 earlier in the year. Obviously a different look because they weren't having to roll out with Zach Wells as the quarterback.
3rd and 7. Holmes spins around, keeps his feet, tackled to 43.
Yeah, that was with Noah Normand running the show. But I don't think that anyone will complain about what Zach Wells did tonight.
It's been big, and it was also interesting tonight. Bob DeBest talked about it's a different team that we saw in the summer as well because they've got guys that came out for football that weren't on the team. You see that happen sometimes. New coach comes out, you got some kids that weren't playing that decide, hey, I want to be a part of this. So there's some excitement in that Birdville program with the arrival of Chris Smith. 4th down, 6. They'll punt it. Holmes. And at the 20, this will again roll inside the 10. This will be down about the 1. And inside the 1. Nice kick by Jalen Holmes.
He went with the rugby style, sort of a line drive, let it roll, and good coverage down the field. That's 2 really good punts that we've seen from the quarterback. Both of them in the 4th quarter, they've both been inside the 10-yard line.
4:05 to go in the ball game. Birdville backed up, shadows of their own end zone for 1. Zach Wells will bring the offense back out. His running back will be Anthony White. They'll go to White. And he's got a little bit of a crease, gets to the 3. They get down inside of 4 minutes.
The way Birdville's run, half expected that one to break free for a big game. They've been so dynamic on the ground.
Big plays have been the story tonight for Birdville, and it started with their first touchdown. It was a 60-yard touchdown run by Lamar Leggins. They also had a 70-yard touchdown pass from Zach Evans to Jaden Hicks there in the first quarter, and that was just a sign of things to come tonight. There's
Look
a
out.
huge hole into the secondary, and White all the way still on his feet past the 30.
That is a strong runner. My goodness, a hard guy to bring down.
Well, it seems like tonight when Grapevine has brought the blitz, it has just opened up for Birdville. That time again, they brought some pressure. And Birdville ran right where that linebacker opened up. First and 10 at the 32. A long night for this defense, but they really feel like the strength of this team is in this unit. You have got some standout players on this side of the football. It's not been their nights. Here's White. Here, we're talking about standouts. There's one there, number 3, Luke Gormley.
Yeah,
inside linebacker.
This night won't define this defense. There's too many leaders and too much talent on that side of the football. But again, don't want to beat the dead horse. But if you get that defense that you think you have with the offense that you saw tonight, there's some really good things that can still happen for this squad this year.
Second down 9, 2:10 to go in the game. Wells just running that clock down. Play clock is now at 8. Throw it. It is caught. 37. Keeps the clock rolling at 1:35. The Mustangs will fall to 0-2. Birdville will get to 1-1. The Hawks team that missed the playoffs last year at 4-6 in Lon Holbrook's final year. Here on the give. It is White who is stood up at the 39 to get the final 60 seconds. Fourth down coming up for Birdville.
Yeah, the final score is not going to look great at 42-24, but close game late in the second quarter. Couple of mistakes. Just kind of let the game get away from you a little bit. You had gotten it back to where you had a chance here in the second half, but again, one too many big plays. The undoing for this club today.
Inside 30 seconds. Play clock down to 7. You're going to have about 19 seconds on the clock before they want to call a timeout and then punt it. Now the play clock at 1. They will call that timeout. And Birdville will pick it away. Grapevine may have one more play to work with. Now you talked about, what it's all about is getting to district. You have a young football team. There's some definitely things that are going to stand out for Bob DeBest in film and that they're going to want to shore up. But I think a lot of positives, too, for a young team. And it all builds to the district race in 3 weeks.
And I think you lean on last year and realizing obviously it's a different district, but 2 weeks, 3 weeks do not define a season. And again, Grapevine going to lose this one by probably 3 scores. And it doesn't feel like it was as big of a blowout as that. They were in the game last week. It was a dogfight through about 2.5 quarters tonight before things got away from them.
Birdville on to punt. Thomas Powers deep to receive. Mustangs and bring pressure. Boozer's been close tonight. A couple of punts. Powers is hit. Boy, that is. You're talking about the targeting that we saw earlier. Boy, that is the most dangerous hit of the night. Really a defenseless Thomas Powers as he was going to catch that punt. A tough kid to get up that quickly.
A game that got some physicality and some of that extracurricular stuff, and hopefully it's just the personal foul, nothing more than that. Let's move on and get out of here. Let both teams get home and get ready for week 3.
Just the 15 yards there on the personal foul. A dangerous moment. Grapevine will have one final play here with 12 seconds. So what Bob DeBest wants to do, he's got his First team unit there, and Jalen Holmes will come back on.
Resuming play, first down, Mustang.
It was close to the first quarter tonight, then Birdville began to pull away in the second. And it was all Hawks really the rest of the way. Valiant effort tonight from Grapevine as Contreras carries. And he gets up first down yardage to the 44, and that's going to bring us the final seconds of this one. Clock will stop to move the chains, but what should be the final play tonight. A 42-24 final. Birdville wins it. Impressive night for the Hawks as they move to 1-1, and Grapevine with the loss falls to 0-2 here in this 2024 season. Tough night for Grapevine, but they'll turn the page, get ready for Everman next week. Bradley Stanyard leading the way for Mustangs as they shake hands, and that was a tough one. They'll be in film session tomorrow. They'll get ready for Everman next week.
Yeah, and I feel like we kind of did our final segment already, but lots to build on, some positives that you can take from this. You don't like the fact you're 0-2, but you've been in this situation before, so build on that and see if you can get that first one against Everman next week and get you ready for district.
Yes, our next broadcast comes to you next Friday night. Mustangs host the Everman Bulldogs. We'll be right back here at Mustang-Panther Stadium. We'll be on the air at 6:30 with the pregame and then kickoff for 7 o'clock. So until then, from our broadcast partner, Brendan Smith, our statistician, Mason Mears, and our entire broadcast crew, I'm Reagan Ratcliffe saying good night and God bless from Mustangs-Panther Stadium in Grapevine. This has been a presentation of Mustang Friday Night on Tradio.